We are good to go, everybody. Welcome back for Offer Initiative Presents Session 7 of Echoes of the Forgotten. We're in some fun times at the moment. And so fun that I think Darian's going to tell us what happened.
Last time on Echoes, the party awoke from their partial rest following the eventful attempted kidnapping of Anaxara. After rising and packing their things, they continued on their way to the Tomb of Priestess and did their best to not talk about Christine's funky new eyes. They eventually arrived at their destination and discovered that it was currently the site of an archaeological dig where many people were working to uncover lost histories. Given that sounds boring, the group ignored all that and went straight to the temple, being partially accosted by an old gnome who approached them as they arrived. He didn't believe they'd be able to enter the temple as they tried to force the door using several Goliaths, and that didn't work, so clearly nothing else would. Getting inside turned out to be rather easy, though, and after passing through the first door, they were soundly locked in. They worked their way through the trial, solving a variety of puzzles from basic item A goes into slot B, to being blown up and almost drowned, to guessing every spell under the sun until Jakova put two and two together and realized the word despite knowing next to nothing about magic. Eventually making their way to the final chamber, Sarah set about following the steps on a pristine scroll found inside and, after some work, opened herself up to the magic of the world and gained access to a next level of her Devaja powers. Finally finishing, they left the tomb, one room still sealed, and once out they stepped back outside. Court was waiting for them, unable to join them due to holding back the small archaeologists from walking to their probable death and having the door sealed in his face. As the group was preparing to leave, they ran into Orion, the cartographer whose life they saved back in Illowell, and discovered that he was trying to map some of the lesser-known passes in the mountains. He offered to help guide them as payment for him not being dead. Deciding that daylight was burning, the group left immediately, leaving the tomb in their wake and hopefully Zerosh on the horizons. A few days later, a few days were spent traversing the mountain passes, precarious drops and cold winds. It wasn't the easiest jaunt, and the sight of an adult red dragon did nothing to help. They eventually made their way into a valley that continued to grow narrower as it went on, becoming so narrow that Jakova's shoulders brushed either side. Several hours of winding paths later, a group of hill giants decided to bully the party and started throwing rocks at the nerds below, trapping them in a small yet slightly more open section. Before they could do anything else, a group of land sharks emerged from the ground and set about fighting the hill giants. One of these bullets continued approaching the party, but due to all the damage to the ground from their burrowing in the boulders, it collapsed and they were dropped a few hundred feet into a mushroom forest, with the last bullet looking quite annoyed.
And with that, I would like everyone roll initiative.
Cool.
Well, I showed the map.
The map of maps.
It is a good map.
Did you make it?
I did.
Well, then it's obviously a good map.
That's
Oh,
Debatable.
Okay.
Oh, I love it, actually.
Asia didn't mention it, but the three people who received inspiration for last week's shenanigans were Jakova, Sarah, and Christine.
So I'm going to
Interesting.
quickly roll initiative for Orion. That's an 11. Can you do Nexa as well, Darren?
No, good idea.
And Quarta.
Court has been rolled, just apply it.
4. What a hero. Hero
do you
of
happen
Gisling.
to have a full out of that, Tez?
We'll find
Maybe
out,
in a
won't we?
minute.
The rest
Just
of
wait, you
the
little
time.
shit. Mind your own fucking business.
Alright, maybe don't talk about it.
She did my God.
Okay, never happened. Cool. I see this bullet is approximately some distance away from me.
Yes, you can see it. It is distance away from you.
Oh, 100 feet. Perfect. Cool. I'm going to move 10 feet.
Mhm.
And in my hand, a ball appears, and I throw it at it.
Okay.
Got a dramatic. Oh! Fuck!
The
Just roll me another 20. Just roll me another 20. I just want to see how bad this could potentially be. Okay, not the worst in the world. Go ahead, AJ.
You see as the orb cascading colors of orange, blue, all the colors of chromatic orb appear. And finally, they shine a bright white and it fades away, leaving you standing there with your arms out, doing nothing.
I will then walk back here at the end of the party, cover my eyes and fall prone as I don't like bright lights.
It's not bright light. It's very all the patches are very
Bioluminescent.
bioluminescent powder through the air. It's nothing really bright. It's enough for you to see. It's nothing blinding.
Oh, also going through these mushrooms, I will put my gas mask on, just in case.
Jakurva. Sarah, you're on deck.
I don't remember I'm using mute. I mean, I can deem that thing's a threat, yeah?
It's staring at you.
Yeah? Yeah, it is. I'm not going to rage, but I am going to step forward, sort of ahead of the group a little. More to make sure I'm one of the first things it would go for. And I'm going to chuck up as an action dodge and utilize my slightly +1. Now, where the fuck is the dodge action?
Plus one
action?
is still +1.
That. So action and that.
Sarah, you're up. Anexa's on deck, but not for a while. Sarah, as the ground falls beneath you, you were not landing on the mushrooms like everyone else. You looked down and tried to see what was below. All you can see was the grey-brown of rocks, realizing that your end was quickly approaching. Fear overcoming you, you closed your eyes. With a sudden crashing of rubble coming to your ears, take a moment to expect a sharp pain hit you as you smash into the ground, when nothing happens. Opening your eyes, you see yourself suspended 60 feet in the air, above the ground, slowly descending amid the luminescent blue spores. A calmness washes over you as you feel the fear of stress blow away. Translucent blue wings flap soundlessly, and we'll show her art that Dimitri so graciously had to spoil.
Lamau.
So this is also done by. Let's not make it big. Let's just make it visible. God damn it! Sorry. Everything's wrong today.
10 out of 10.
I mean,
High quality.
is it our stream if anything goes wrong?
There we go. Let's
Or at least this time there's audio.
You got a point.
But this is this is Sarah. This is also done by Kim pronunciation, which is I forget. Valkyra Arts.
Valkyria.
Yep.
Yeah. Valkyria too.
So yeah, check her out over at Twitter and Instagrams. I need to put that on Sarah's card burn, but it should be on Kim's. That will go for now. But yeah, that's that. What's your turn? What are you doing? We're floating.
You're flying.
Darian, does she have the effect active? Is my main question.
I do now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do now.
I was just wondering if it was a flat or the actual ability activated.
Well, that answers that.
Well, then that's her action.
I'm going to move a little bit closer to everyone then. Just sort of like floating above a bit.
So you drop 30 feet.
Yeah, I'll just drop 30 feet so I'm within range of people. And so that was an action, so that's my turn then.
Okay. It is the Bulette's turn.
Great.
And do it.
I just want to quickly have a look at something. He will chug into the ground. He seems to be chomping at the ground, using his claws to make a hole, and he buries down below. And that's all you guys can see for now. Orion pulls out his longbow and is ready to fire, but is waiting for a visual. Okay. Alexa, Christine, you're up.
Given Anaxara has nothing to target, she's going to take off into the air and sit about 20 feet above the ground. And then ready a Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Christine, Quartz on deck.
So describe the rough just surroundings. Like, what sort of it is like solids? What is it? Is what sort of the surrounding is actually like sort of rock formations, which like you could potentially like run to for like cover or
All right, you see the piles of rubble on the map?
yeah,
Those are piles of rubble. You see the big spiky sticks shooting straight up?
yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
what the
those-
rubble
those
is
are
like?
giant
How
rocks
much
shooting
rubble is
straight up.
there?
There's
Quite a bit.
Okay,
It's enough that the area is difficult terrain.
okay. That's one thing I mainly want to know. I guess I'm
Okay,
just sort of
you know those patches of mushrooms?
yeah.
those,
The
those are
mushrooms.
patches of mushrooms. Yeah.
What do they do? Tell me that what they are.
Go and eat one to find out.
Yeah, you have to eat.
No. Yeah. So
Oh, you got a trip.
oh, I would love to. Everything happening at once is a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot right now. Let's be honest. Still probably thinking that I'm meant to be really hurt right now. I'm just gonna like pick dust myself up a little bit, and just look around, noticing that thing has like just dug into the ground. I'm just gonna move back about 5, 10, 50 feet towards the wall, basically. I am going to prepare. Where's the spell I had in my hands? I am going to prepare my first level Chaos Bolt. So I have that spell in my hand right now. Has my spells been reset? I didn't use them last time, did I? Did I use any spells
Your
before?
spells should be reset because none of you used spells before you fell to the floor.
Thank you. Okay.
There was no feather falling.
No.
There was only
Well,
falling.
I don't have that. That's the thing. So yeah, I'm just preparing a Chaos Bolt, waiting for any visual within 120 feet.
So go to this chain.
He moves forward
Alright.
and has his sword out and is looking around going, I don't see it. Try not to get attacked from below. It's like he seems a little out of it after he also just went through the experience of falling a couple 100 feet. But is looking for the thing that's going to eat you all.
Cyrus, it's your turn. The rest of you are on deck.
Yep, this particular individual is not an offensive caster. I will inspire court. Yes.
Okay.
And I will also take the dodge action.
Okay. Top of the turn order, and the rest of you, Jacobo, you're on deck.
Okay, do I see the nice flying Sarah in the air?
Hard to miss.
Make a perception check.
Yeah, roll perception check. Though it's hard to miss. Hello, Chris Goss.
I'm right in front of him.
Listen, you say that, but he rolled up. There
Oh
you
my
go.
god, fucking I see it. I am a legend. I see everything. I can see through the floor.
Yeah, you can actually see the bullet in the ground.
We are
Oh,
using,
shit.
You get banned for hacks, though, so.
We're using an application.
I
called-
achieved a little bit of godhood.
No, you don't.
Alright, what do you do?
I got something crazy. I'm going to try and vault off Osiris and gently throw out a rope so that Sarah can catch it and I can be suspended from the ground because I don't want to be on the ground when that thing fucking comes back up again.
I feel like we don't learn.
I hope she kind of just watches it go and then falls.
Yeah, how do you react? So he's behind you. He
Uh,
runs, leaps off Osiris' shell, throws a rope up in your general direction. First of all, make an athletics check, Neurosian.
God fucking damn it.
We don't
Can I
learn.
make it acrobatic?
No, you're throwing a rope.
It's a bit unfortunate.
So you throw a rope. How do you react, Sarah, as this rope flies towards you, maybe misses you by about 15 feet before falling back to the ground?
I don't make any noticeable reactions.
There you go. That's how impactful you were then. Good work.
Oh,
You
damn
don't
it.
know that.
Wow.
That's your actions. So
Okay. As my movement, I'm gonna climb on top of Osiris.
Cyrus, you allow this?
It doesn't say anything yet.
Right.
And I will use my cunning action to hide
Okay.
I'm gonna curl up in a little ball on top of the turtle.
Alright then.
Okay, so stealth.
Black cat.
Interesting.
Oh, you staying? You going? She's staying, everyone. Cat's here. Alright.
Good cat.
Jacoba, your turn. Sarah's on deck.
Okay. First, I need to ask 2 questions. You mentioned that there is a lot of rubble around the place, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Implying that there is a lot of stuff that's loose to the ground, basically.
Yep.
There are stones anywhere from the size of your fist to the size of you.
Okay. Secondly, would I be able to, from my time in the savannah and similar terrains, would I be able to assume that this thing probably can't see underground specifically? It can't physically see.
You can assume anything.
Okay. I'm asking based on knowledge I might have from similar sort of burrowers. That's
You can make a nature check.
Nature.
From that, I will say, while you've never encountered a creature like this before, you would assume a burrower who completely encases themselves in the ground because you don't see the entrance, like the tunnel where it dug down is completely sealed up. It probably has some way of sensing around itself while it's down there.
In that case, can I step? I assume this is a pile of rubble above me.
Yes.
Lots of it. Can I step really carefully, like lightly stepping, even if it has to use extra movement up, over to it? And then proceed to find something that I think, if thrown at enough of a distance, could sort of... It would create some sort of, I guess, vibration in the earth to make it imply that someone stepped over there.
The thing
You can most certainly try.
I'd say to do this, what you're trying to do, the first part needs to be a stealth check.
That's why I said, like, using up extra movement and such, but yeah. Fucking hell.
Listen, you think you're being sneaky. You step as wide as you think you can.
Yeah.
Where are you throwing the rock?
Up to there. I'm gonna aim for sort of more back towards this way to see if I can get it to, pop up thinking that something's right there.
Okay. Set up.
Would that be a dex check, by the way, or is that just...
That's something you can do.
Just because you're a strong boy.
That's your action and bonus action and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Set up.
Okay. I'm going to fly in between these guys. And I'm assuming I can get down low enough to be able to bless them all.
You should be. You're only 30
so
feet
it's
up.
30 feet.
West should be a range, yeah.
Yeah, it's
30
30 feet.
Okay.
And I'm assuming Neuresian's no longer holding the rope.
No. Oh, you can be holding the rope, but the rope's on the ground.
The rope is currently wrapped around me like some sort of porcupine, like some sort of hedgehog. Just hiding under it.
Okay. One sec, sorry everyone.
Okay. Okay.
And I say something in a language that you don't understand.
Okay. And the 3 of you are blessed.
I believe that's her turn.
That would be my turn.
You feel trembling underneath each curve as it bounces up in the air from its position, and it goes for a chomp.
I will say a few people did have held actions to strike it, so Anaxara's Eldritch Blast will go off now.
It's fine. It hits, by the way.
Yeah.
Pristine Chaos Bolt.
Yeah, go for it. Do your stuff.
I was just waiting for you first.
That's a miss from the Eldritch Blast. It seems to hit the carapace. It's a very strong point.
I'm gonna just roll that with my tides.
All right,
Do it.
Do it. Do it again.
I'll
Give us the tides.
Do it again.
You're horrible.
Miss.
14.
Same thing.
That's-
Both the Eldritch
Teamwork.
Blast, and the Chaos Bolt
Chaos Bolt.
can collide at the exact same point and seem to ricochet off this carapace, not allowing it to hit. As it does that, its full jaw opens as if it's jaws and chomps on the lower part of Jakurva and will deal
Too much.
32 damage. And then it lands back on all fours and starts like chomping at the bottom. That's Orion. Now it's Orion's turn. Orion also held an action, which was his longbow, so he'll do that. Which blocks, chinks off the armor, and now for his actual longbow. That's a hit, and he deals 7 damage. He seems to pierce it right between the folds of some of the carapace pieces as it's a Nexus turn again. Christine, you're on deck.
Cool.
Anaxara knows only one thing, which is second verse, same as the first.
So it's going to miss
For
again.
now.
But it's going to miss again? That's a hit.
Oh my goodness.
That's not a hit, that's a crit.
That's not the first thing at all. It does 18 damage.
Probably should have rolled the table first.
Yeah, go roll the table. I'll roll the table.
Yeah, roll the table for me because I don't have the table. For some reason, oh, that's right, because I reset my computer. I don't have any of the things locked in my hotbar anymore.
Yeah, that's a miss. No, it's just the same thing. It's fine. It's a miss in terms of critical stuff. don't worry.
Okay.
But she hits. She does some damage. Christine, your turn.
Cool.
Cyrus, you're on deck.
So it's just. This is a lovely thing to happen. Like, he got absolutely munched on.
Indeed.
Yes.
Alright, well.
Because this thing's head is almost the size of Jakurva, and it's got half of him inside of it now.
That's frightening. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna unleash one of the spells I've swapped out for just like a sort of just a psychic whip and like the sort of kind of visage of chains flings towards it. I'm gonna cast Harsha's Mind Whip on it.
Okay.
So it's an int save,
That fails.
doing 3d6 second.
You deal 14 damage to the bullet.
It's the chains that just sort of wrap around it and like just sort of pulse throughout the chains that you can tell it's reacting to. That's my action. For any movement, I am gonna just kind of 5, 10, kind of move myself further like along the wall, just away from it. Like knowing I can't really go anywhere else, I'm kind of just confined to the wall. And that will be my turn, I think.
Okay.
I have returned.
Court's turn.
After receiving inspiration, Court's looking around. He sees this happen to the north of him and is like, "Oh no, don't get eaten, okay." And he runs up to try and pincer this thing.
He has formed the sandwich. The flavor
Murder
of
hobo
death.
sandwich.
Is it delicious?
That tastes like bullet.
Oh.
Tastes like flake.
Oh.
And he takes one slishy slash with the chrono cutter. That's the wrong thing.
I'll take the damage off. I'll wave the damage on.
Then he takes the second slishy slash with the chrono cutter.
Jeez.
You know, I wish I could roll like this in games where I'm not an NPC.
Except like the other day where we used it and he was just awful.
Yeah,
Roll
I wish I
damage.
could be good. Hey, just saying, with the inspiration you gave him, Osiris, can't you use that for damage rolls as well?
Only magic damage.
No, I'm
Damn.
afraid that you have to be Valor for that.
Does 24 damage to the bullet.
Oh my.
As he sees a point in its leg and he hacks at it, trying to get it to buckle onto 3 of its legs. Cyrus, it's your turn.
Alright, seeing as Nerisian's on my back, I'm gonna say to him, if you've got anything metal, go up and throw it in its mouth. I've got an idea. And as a bonus action, I will cast Healing Word at 2nd level.
Lionel heals for 9. And it's Nerisian on deck. So, go ahead.
Alright.
Jakova on deck.
How far is it for me?
You can gauge that yourself.
Ah.
If you control click, there's a fancy little line that tells you how far.
Oh, I can get there. Cool. I'm gonna jump off. Run up to it.
Okay.
I'm then going to pull out 6 to 7 rusted iron nails and proceed to try and chuck it in its gullet.
Right, roll a strength check.
Wouldn't it be nice if he kept his block of iron?
Yeah. that would have been useful, huh?
Just saying.
Someone suck and took that.
Mm.
Yeah, roll a strength check to try and fling it in there.
And
Is it a counter, Darren? Is that a counter check or just a...
I would just say its mouth is currently partially open as it's munching on Jakova, so I'd say he could probably force it open and shove him in.
Yeah. Okay. You chuck a couple in there. It's Jakova's turn.
I got a bonus action
Okay,
still.
what's your bonus action, champ?
Run.
You know what? Yeah, disengage.
That's
No.
fair.
Dash, disengage, or... No, I don't got any movement left.
Because you
So-
disengage and stay still. Good work.
I'll attempt to hide and blend in with my surroundings.
Roll
Yeah,
disadvantage.
alright, go for it.
Do it again.
No, I do not.
No, roll again.
You could
I
get
want
a
to see you
one.
get a 1.
I want to see him get a 20.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay.
You're visible because you're right next to it.
You see one of its little, beady orange eyes just kind of, looking right at you.
Ooh.
Did you hold your action for the nail thing, Osiris, or are you waiting until your turn for that?
I didn't say it, so I won't do it.
Okay. Jakova, your turn. Sarah's on deck.
Yeah, logically, I'm going to, Why did I just suddenly... Huh?
What?
Why did I get health back?
Oh,
Oh,
You
Healing
Because I
word.
healed you.
did not
Healing
see that,
words.
sorry.
2nd level. 9 heal points.
healing word, 2nd level.
Right. Regardless of that,
Water, hot.
having some value for my own fucking life here, I'm going to fucking disengage and attempt... Is that a pillar I can attempt to climb at least to get off the ground a bit?
Yeah.
Sure.
1, 2, 3. I'm gonna, disengage and try that.
Okay.
How far up could I actually get?
Half
Does
your
it make an
movement
athletic?
speed.
Okay, that works too.
That's,
that's
if you don't have a
1,
climbing
2,
speed, it's half your movement speed.
That takes up 15. That'd be 10 feet up?
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, I don't know, like there or something, I guess.
Yeah.
Give me do not kill snow yet, Mira. Sarah's turn. Orion's on deck.
Okay, so I'm just looking at some of my meta magic, and I'm just wondering. I know I can cast one of my lower level spells as a 2nd level with sorcery points, but can I meta magic quicken spell it at the same time?
So, how the sorcery point stuff works, as a bonus action, you can transmute sorcery points into slots, not really just to cast spells. That's a bonus action. So you could theoretically bonus action do that to turn points into slots, and then use a spell slot and then more sorcery points to quicken it if you wanted. However, that's 2 bonus actions, so you can't really do that.
I think what she means is
That's
can she
fine.
use both of her sorcery things at once. I don't
Yes.
think you can.
That's
no,
fine.
she can use empowered and quickened. Empowered is only
Yeah.
one, and quickened
Yeah, you
is
can.
only
No,
two.
no. I
Oh,
meant
never
more
mind.
like just casting chromatic orb as a 2nd level spell.
That's just upcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just cast.
so I can.
That's
Quicken.
without spending any. You can quick
Sorcery
cast it
point.
to make it a bonus action, but you don't need to spend. You don't spell and you don't spend sorcery points to up power unless you're converting spell slots up.
Yes.
You just say, I'm casting my first level spell as a second level spell.
Basically, the answer is
right.
yes, you can
use
do
it
that.
as a second. Sorry, it's been a while.
Sorry, I
I've been playing as a
got
barbarian, okay?
I got
look, nothing wrong with the big chunky smack boy.
If you're doing chromatic orb, instead of just hitting the button, you just need to click and drag it, and then hit right click, and then they'll add the extra damage die that it needs.
Okay, one second.
the normal attack roll is done as normal.
You are still targeting us, by the way.
Do it.
Thank you.
Fucking do it. End them all.
3 times chromatic orb. It's actually twinned.
Okay, so you quicken spell, so you're using it as a bonus action.
Yeah, that's
you hit.
alright.
Need to be in second level.
So now if you're casting at second level, you just add the extra die.
Perfect.
23 damage, and you knock it out as you hit it with cold damage.
Oh.
As this blazing ball of blue fire, cold to the touch, gets shot at towards the bullet, right into its mouth. It seems to lodge itself at the back of its throat and then shatter. And as it does, it just hulks over and falls to the ground in front of both Court and Merician.
Thank you very much. I believe the Cyrus had a plan, but that actually worked faster. Good job. Also, how are you doing that floaty thing?
Because he's a fairy.
She doesn't respond. She just sort of slowly lowers herself down to the ground and then just passes out.
As she is low squaring, Court's like moving forward, and then as she passes, like, oh no, and he runs and like grabs her quickly. Okay, did not expect that.
Not the only one.
I shall go to retrieve my nails
What,
and carve up the beast.
what of any of this is expected?
Roll survival.
You'd be surprised how much of this is actually rather on point.
You knew you'd be bringing me into this?
Not really. I did not expect us to fall about 200-300 feet underground and have to fight a land shark. No, I did not expect that. I also
What did you expect?
Yep, quite a different situation. Almost as perilous.
So you're saying it leads to the same outcome?
Many choices in life lead to the same outcome.
What is wrong with you? Why'd you bring me into this?
I could have a talk with you if you'd like about that, but it is probably something to do separate. Less public if you'd prefer, or I can just say it right now.
What do you have to hide from me?
I have nothing to hide from you, Christine.
She's sort of like trembling a little bit as saying that. What? You... How long do I need to be left in the dark of what's happening?
I honestly assumed you didn't care, given you have not yet asked.
I tried to, and little things I can, but I just end up getting pushed away.
If that is how you felt I responded, then I apologize. That has never been my intention.
Just... Why?
The most basic reason I can tell right now is that if you did not come with me when I asked you to, you would still be in that tower, and you would never have left that tower. That would be where you spent the rest of your life, and you would have grown old and died there, never being able to leave more than the squares that surround it. And you would never have realized that you were not allowed to, but that would have been your life.
I don't know. At this point, it kind of seems better.
If that is what you believe, that is entirely up to you.
She's not making eye contact at all either.
Again, if you would like more, I will tell you more, but alone.
She doesn't say anything.
Court busies himself trying to, make sure Sarah isn't wounded in some form.
Sit down for a bit.
As Narissa, you're trying to do anything with this thing, the carapace is too hard for you to cut. You can try and get some of the fleshiness where it's poking out, but the carapace is too hard for you to pierce with that roll.
I'll ask Mr. Catman. Mr. Catman, you're good with carcasses. Can you thank you, and I'll continue and then snap a dagger as I cut. Shit.
From your position, Jacob, you're not super high up, but you're high enough to see what's going on. You see that there is an exit to your west, and it seems to be clear. There seems to be just a large cavern full of mushrooms that grow here. Light seems to be dimming at this point, as the bioluminescence in the air seems to be falling onto the ground, almost making it pitch black for anyone without dark vision.
Noted. I'm going to assume that I probably can't help Nerosian out.
You can try. You can make your own separate roll, but it's up to you if you want to.
Can I? It is dead, technically, yeah.
Yeah. From what
Can I rip its tongue out?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Look, I just flat out look at Nerosian and explain, can't do that, but I'll give you tongue soup.
I just want the carapace. It's pretty sturdy stuff. I might be able to make something with it.
Then you carry it. Either way, looks like an exit to the west.
I then take my tiny little hands and start trying to pull its tail.
I just look to the rest of them and sort of explain, it might be best we just get that way. And be heavily on alert.
Cordis looks up, and being not able to see in the dark, he just looks around after looking up and goes, I cannot see. Can somebody light a torch? I am blind.
Oh, okay. I immediately walk up to Court, scramble up his back, sit on top of his head. You want to go, and I gently point at his shoulder, and I lift his little hand up, and I go in, and I point towards the direction Jacob is going.
That's your intention. You go to scramble up him like a kitten, and he just picks you up by the scruff and goes, "Okay, none of that," and just puts you down. I'm already carrying somebody else. I would rather not two people.
I was imagining he was princess carrying thing, and he's just shaking his leg as he's climbing up. No.
Okay, so I look at them and try to think which of them I know for a fact can't actually see in the dark first. I mean, I've been with them enough, I can probably guess which ones.
Nexa can't see, I believe, and I don't think Osiris can either.
I cannot see.
Okay. I look at Nexa and sort of ask her if she is willing to fly for us at the moment.
That would be a bad
Knowing
idea,
the
given I am blind.
Yes, but I was going to give you a torch to carry.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm flying, I can't hold it.
Oh, I'll hold it in my feet.
I'm just trying to think. An Aarakocra would have, well, sort of talons, wouldn't they?
Yeah, on their feet, but...
That's what I was implying.
She's gonna carry a lit torch in one of her feet, and she's gonna fly.
Yeah.
If that's, I would assume that is doable. Logically, it makes sense.
She's not the brightest tool in the shed, is my joke. That she thought she had to hold it.
Oh, right. Well, I'll make sure to guide her through and, whatnot, so people can see. After that, I'll look at my suitcase and offer him a lift.
Can you not see?
No, I'm just offering my suitcase a lift on the condition that he is willing to pay a full alert.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. and I
Right.
scramble up the top of the kitty.
And with that, we should have enough light to guide everyone through and out, hopefully.
Nice, so you're all heading west with Anaxara leading the way.
I mean, I'd probably be ahead just a bit, but you should be like right above or just behind a bit to help keep you up.
All right, just flapping a little bit above you for now.
Okay. Just let me get rid of the map.
I imagine I'd be on rather high alert on the way out. I mean, I was injured enough that I don't think I want to risk it.
You were almost bisected.
I had 1 HP, AJ,
God damn.
You were almost
and that was because I'd
bisected.
already. If I'd taken 1 more damage last session, I would have actually went down. I was not fully healed for this.
You took damage. I think you took 4
Yeah,
damage.
I'm pretty sure I took a bit there. That's why. But
Oh, wait, I got the raw unrefined iron. I probably should have used that.
doesn't matter. We're heading west.
Too late.
I have my gas mask on just in case there's pollen, which makes bad smoky thing.
Hard to
I mean,
find
I'm-
pollen. You find spores, but not pollen.
Yeah, that one.
So, do we successfully have west as a group then?
Yeah.
Sweet.
You all lead each other. You enter the tunnel, leaving the rubble behind where the Bulette made its escape to
Nope,
death.
because it died.
Yeah, it made its escape to death. It escaped its mortal coil. That's what happened.
Yeah,
It got
I
to
edited
keep
those
its
statements.
tongue.
It decided it wanted to die.
The passage ahead continues into darkness. At any point you can see. Taking the first steps, you hopefully continue towards High View, and ultimately Zorish. It's uncomfortable, narrow, dark, and overall tiring. And after the sudden descent in the unknown, you continue your walk for a while. The path eventually widens, allowing for 2 or more people to walk abreast, comfortably side by side. Another hour so passes, and the dark corridor continues on. No plants seem to grow down here, and the only sound except for your own footfalls is the occasional drip of condensated water from the ceiling. How's everyone spending their time in this consistent darkness?
I would honestly probably be asking Orion if he knows anything about all this.
I am more focused about above ground mountain ranges than the cave systems that lie beneath it. I know that what types of creatures might appear in both, and we should be careful, but I can't really dictate which way to go. I don't know which way is north.
What? Would...
Well,
sorry about that.
go on.
No, you go on.
I was literally just going to say, well, that's useful.
Okay.
Sorry.
What would I know about the Underdark or underground stuff?
Jack the
Nothing.
shit, you grew up on a pirate ship, and Ghislaine.
Okay, I was gonna say considering.
Considering
Kobolds-
Okay, to make sure you do me a religion check to see if hereditary nature of your past ancestors come back to you in this important time of need.
Oh god, my great grandmother.
You can see underground. That's what you know.
Oh.
Your
But-
eyes work quite well.
I dig up some dirt and I look. I can see. Nah, I'll pop up Jakuro's back and I'm like, maybe maybe I take point a little from now. It's not that I don't appreciate the lift. It's more, I might be able to see what's coming a little better, and maybe warn us.
You
I'm going to
do
say
you.
silence is a yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do you.
I'll walk about 25 feet ahead.
Right, what about everyone else? How are blind people spending this time? Osiris?
Yeah, pretty blind, honestly.
Aside from the one torch being carried by Nixara, who at some point while you're going along, while this is narrowed down, she has not been able to fly anymore and has had to land, and is just carrying the torch now.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could help, but I literally have like 5 candles, and that's it.
Oh man, it's better than nothing. Sarah, do you wake up at any point, or are you still unconscious?
She's still unconscious at this point, and she's really cold,
No, then Court is just carrying her.
like freezing cold.
And Christine?
I'm probably just following a little bit behind, like probably a good 10, 15-foot gap between the last person.
Last person will be caught, so yeah. Alright, well, you spend another 2 hours walking this blank path before you spot the first change ahead. Nerisian, since you're leading, you see this. You see a small amount of light.
Like sunlight or just regular light?
You see a small amount of light.
I gently hold up my paw or my little kobold hand. Cast Mage Hand, and I will go inspect.
Right. Your mage hand does not reach because it is further away than 30 feet.
No, as in I go and walk.
Okay. Okay,
I'm
well,
using
moving
my
ahead.
Mage Hand to signal stop. Well, let me check this out.
Alright.
I keep moving forward because I'm blind.
Okay.
I can't see your hand.
That's
No, he's got a point.
Okay, well, in the end, you end up moving forward. Whether people behind you stop or not is entirely up to them. But as you do, you approach what seems to be an opening where it widens out into a large chamber. Looking in, you see multiple paths going to and fro. The light you spotted before was actually visible at each entrance to each passage, as there's a small glowing mark next to each one of them. As you step in, you notice these aren't like magical anyway, it's actually glowing moss by each entrance, but they're displayed in unique ways. Of the 7 passages, the one you came from being one of them, 4 of them are marked with a red cross. The path you came from has a blue mushroom. The one opposite you has a green mushroom. And the one to your far left has a white arch, and the one to your far right has, as AJ's written, it looks like a malformed ice cream cone. I would have pictures to show you, but AJ controls those, because we had these drawn.
okay.
Give me a moment, try and find them. I might better drop them at least in Discord.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. So,
There we go.
Oh yeah,
we
it is
are
the
marked
old
with
ice cream cone.
cross. We are the blue mushroom.
Yep, so the path you just came from has a symbol of a blue mushroom. The one directly opposite you is a green mushroom. To your the leftmost one is the white arch, and the rightmost one is that orange symbol.
Okay. Does this look like Thieves' Cant, or does that just look like that?
That just looks like that. That is not Thieves' Cant, so far as you know.
I will,
To anyone else who has followed him, you've also entered this room. So you can also make judgments on what you think these mean.
I'm going to say this out loud here. Probably shouldn't go through those red X's. Might indicate danger. Green might be safe-ish. Was the mushroom back there, like the big old mushroom, blue?
The mushrooms in the room you were in were a myriad of colors, but quite a few of them were blue.
Including the big one we fell through?
The big ones, yes. Several of them, that's why all the spores in the air were blue.
Okay, yeah. So that's that room. That's why that's blue.
Sorry, unpick 1 second.
Hey.
I'll show the.
If you can, AJ, throw the symbols up on the screen so people who may or may not be watching can see what they look like.
There you go. Sorry, guys. I just needed to bounce for a second.
Yeah.
Cave symbols. The symbols in a cave.
I'm going to say that the orange one might be a way out of the cave, and the white one might be. Hang on. I'll Sarah, do you still have that book?
Sarah's unconscious.
Oh.
Actually, Court goes, Sarah's unconscious.
Okay. okay, does she have the book on her?
Which book? She has a few books.
The one that goes with this cube.
She stops for a moment thinking. And I don't know. Did you give her the book?
I believe I did.
Well, then I would assume she has the book.
Would it be okay if I took that book?
You want to go rifling through her things?
Not her things, just take the book and nothing else. Under your supervision, of course.
One moment. And Court puts her down on the ground, opens up her bag, goes in, pulls the book out, and just gives it to you. There you go. There's the book.
Yep, I take the book and the stone, flick through.
Dear diary, boy.
Boy,
No! Get out!
Is that her
It's
diary?
private!
You're an ass, AJ.
I note all
It's a
this
joke, but okay.
and then give it back. That's her diary. Sorry.
That was not her diary, no joke.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
The diary is
Yeah.
hidden better than that.
It's in a pocket plane.
You think Court could find the diary? Ha, fun.
Court calls the diary. He's taken a sworn oath to not read the book.
Court is the diary.
Dear diary. It's like, oh, not this shit again.
Call me Court. So yeah.
You have the book on cube?
Yep.
You're trying to put 2 and 2 together, put 3 and 5 together. That's 8, in fact, but that's not where we're going here. There's 7 paths. Pick one.
No, I'm suggesting that according to this book, would we be going to the way of Sumeria, or where it was?
You've already passed Samaria and where it was.
Semelia is Iloel. That was back where we saved Orion's life, and he waves over to the fire genasi. That one, him.
Ah, yeah, him.
You
Okay.
put his hand up. Hey.
Well, it might be the doorway described in this book. That doorway.
Elaborate, please.
Azerod's doorway, where he was performing magical experiments. There might be a way out from there. Might also be a way out on the orange.
So you're saying this white arch is just some magic door?
Probably. Maybe to a different plane. I have no idea. But apparently this cube opens that door with a quill. But we don't know where the quill is. Might be with the door. I want to check out the doorway.
Court's just looking at you. So we're going that way, the white archway. That is where how everybody else. What do you want to do?
But that's my vote. I believe this is some sort of democracy or something. There is no king around here, or whatever.
Another 8 minutes would be appreciated.
Another 8 minutes? Okay. And I just sit.
But you don't do anything.
Okay.
I sit and wait for exactly 8 minutes till he is done ritual casting detect magic.
You just pause your line of dialogue for 8 minutes.
Yep.
And then continue.
Everybody hold that thought for apparently 7 minutes 59 seconds.
Court just walks over to Christine. If you want to ask any questions, we have literally 8 minutes to kill, and there is some privacy in the pathway.
She's having trouble trying to make eye contact, but she just sort of does a little nod.
Okay. And he starts heading back down the way they came a short ways, out of earshot of the rest of the group.
Before we go into that, does anyone want to do anything?
Either of them have dark vision.
She does.
Okay. I just need. to
Court
check
has
that.
torches. He just can't access them while Princess carrying someone.
That's fair. That's very fair. I mean, he could have carried it in his mouth.
Are you gonna just leave? Is Court just leaving Sarah on the floor?
He puts her up against one of the walls and has her stuff there. And he assumes that people aren't going to do something bad to her, given they've been traveling for so long,
Okay.
and also
God,
that
honestly.
they would probably die shortly after that fact.
Mm.
On guard duty time then. Have fun.
Yeah, is anyone else doing anything while Court and Christine wander off?
If anyone's nearby me, I am muttering in another language in my sleep.
Can you send send one of us what language you're speaking in, just so we know what you're speaking in?
I can tell you guys.
I just messaged AJ. I'm pretty sure it's the one I said.
If it's the one you said, then probably, yeah. Okay. Right, if not, then we'll have the scene.
She's
Fair
not really the first one to actually speak.
Well, we have some privacy. Ask anything you want, Christine. I am an open book. Figuratively.
Why did you take me?
Because I would rather you have some freedom than dying in the tower by yourself for a couple 100 years, probably.
But like, why? Like, why would I be stuck there? Like, I mean, sure, it's a place of comfort for me, and I'm not the best when it comes to going out, but like, why do you say that with such like confidence that I'm trapped there?
Because I know who your father is.
She just quite literally at that, like, her eyes, like, while she's heads tilted, her eyes just go wide, and she just like freezes. What?
It is what it is. I know you'll be stuck there because I know whose daughter you are.
How long are you planning on keeping that from me?
As long as needed. Again, you never asked.
How am I expected to know that you know?
It is not something that I am proud of. And I can tell you definitely that he is not happy that we left. He did not expect you to leave. But,
Who?
I say I am an open book, but that is one thing I cannot share just yet.
So you're expecting to tell me? You're expecting to tell me that, and for me not to like say or get anything from this?
He just looks at you. He looks very sad, but there are things that... There is a lot in this world, Christine. But unfortunately, not everything is simple.
Just why? I'd
Why
rather
what?
you lied to me at that point.
You asked for truth.
What are we doing?
We are taking a girl on a very important mission and trying not to die in the process, and hopefully trying to keep her alive in the process as well.
What's
While doing
going
that,
on, though?
in which way?
What's happening with Sarah? What is all this?
Has Sarah not told you much about herself? I thought you two were rather close.
We only really talked once, back in, well, just before we properly left.
Well, to make it simple for you, Sarah is, at least she was, the Princess of Ghislaine. Was because when she took her vows as Divaja, she gave up her titles, all of them. She is no longer the princess, in any way, shape, or form, and never will she be.
For what end?
for the end of whatever being a Devaja means. It is a very old group. I don't know a lot about them myself, but she is trying to help people, and I am at least here to make sure she doesn't die in the process. And you're here because I didn't want you to die while I was gone. Well, not physically, emotionally, mentally, who knows. I don't know if you've noticed much, but Ghislaine is a rather draining place.
I feel like I've been more drained outside of it than I have in.
If you were to stay there for longer, you would learn that the place is like, well, it takes from you. I do not want it to take everything from anybody.
What do you mean take?
Everyone in Ghislaine is, well, they're part of a machine, a cog working to make it all run. Whether you're down in the smokes, managing the lowest form of everything, or you're up in the highest castle, in the end, you're all working towards the same goal, that is Ghislaine. It does not matter that you're in a tower and no one can see you, you'll be used. Just like everyone else there is being used, just like I was used. And by the time you realize what they're using you for, you would have wished you had left when you had the chance.
Why did they take me in?
Because you are an orphan with a lot of magical potential. That is all that matters in Ghislaine. Magic.
Who am I caught?
You are a Christine Spark.
Don't even know what that means.
You are who you are. No more, no less. I cannot tell you any more about yourself than you yourself know. All I can say is that you were a child, and now you are an adult, and you have a lot of power, and things happening. I don't really have the answers to everything, but I can say that you definitely... he looks you directly in the eyes. You have an interesting time ahead, I could say. I don't feel like your life would have been cushy even back in the tower.
She sort of turns away just from him looking at her. This is too much at the moment. This is a bit too much.
I can understand that. Sometimes we don't really know why where we are or what we're doing or where we're going, but the journey leads somewhere.
I don't know where it will lead for me.
Well, a long time ago I heard the tale of a small boy who, during a time of war, he sat and watched his family and his town and his village burn to the ground. And in a time of great stress, he sought to take power himself. And someone gave him that power. And in the end, it was used to put others in places that they should not be, or to cast down those who history did not mean to move. So whether you have power yourself or you're given it, it's probably pushing you somewhere or pulling you somewhere else.
Can I be able to make a quick insight check on any sort of sub-meaning on that?
Go for it.
Just curiosity's sake.
So far as you can tell, trying to see sub-meaning of that, he's telling you something that is very important to him, but probably closer to him than he is saying. But yeah.
Okay. Does that mean I can't go home?
You can go home if you wish. I'm not keeping you here. But If you were to go home, I am going to warn. If you were to decide to stay there, I feel like you'll find that you do not want to leave, and that might not be your own choice.
But what about father?
If he wants to get off his ass and come after you, it doesn't matter where you are, he will come to get you.
What is that implying?
This implies that if he cared enough to do something about you leaving, he probably wouldn't left you in a tower for 18 years without ever coming to see you.
Tears
He's
just
not
start.
exactly a good person.
Like, it's just.
He just like reaches out one hand, like half-heartedly, like half to like as if pat you on the shoulder, then pulls back because it's awkward as shit. And he says, "You're not the only daughter he's abandoned."
She just again begins to just shake a little, and then she just kind of she's already probably against the wall. She then starts to just fall down and just sit not cross-legged, like legs up, like folding her arms around her, and she is in general tears.
Court moves a little way off to give you your privacy, but he's within earshot, and he just waits patiently, looking away, so as to give you some semblance of, privacy in this dark cave.
That's me done.
All right. To anyone else, what else are you all doing?
Yeah, so what?
I'm singing a draconic sea shanty. It's going pretty good.
Okay. What was Osiris casting detect magic on?
I wasn't casting
Comprehend
detect magic,
language.
but comprehend languages
Okay.
to see if these symbols are any sort of language.
Alright. After your cast, you know these are not a language. They're just symbols that have been drawn on there. Think of it as like iconography and art as opposed to like written word or text or hieroglyphs.
That's cool. Just checking.
Oh, good.
So yeah,
Yeah.
how long passes before Christine rejoins the group?
I don't know. Like,
Just can't calm emotions in yourself. It's that easy.
I don't have the spell.
Yeah.
This is not Caleb, sadly. Otherwise, I would have. Yeah, it would definitely take a bit, but she'd have to kind of notice that things are happening before she even starts moving herself forward.
Yeah, cool.
If she knows that Court's like moving about, then she'd probably pick herself up.
He waits there for you, so I'm assuming after some time when other people get off their ass and start doing things, she gets up and rejoins them, then Court does as well.
At some point, Sarah like sort of jolts awake, like, Nathaniel, where are you? What's going on?
Daniel's not here at the moment. You're in a cave.
Mercian?
Yes, I am right here. I hope my sea shanty woke you up.
I thought I heard something.
It was a sea shanty, my dear.
I can understand it.
Question. If I could talk in private.
Okay.
Hi, Jakura. And I wave at him.
I just returned a mumbling in the Onan.
I assume he's trying to sing along with the sea shanty or trying to continue with it, and I gently help Sarah off her onto her feet, and then walk to a remote corner.
There's a good 3-foot difference, so I don't think you can do that.
If you go to like help me up, I am ice cold.
Oh. You don't need to do that. He's a nice dude.
Okay. Have you tried investing in some mittens? Cause oh boy. I get some cloth, wrap it around my hands, and just pick you up properly. There we go. You little bit freezing. Do you need a extra jacket? I think you might have some spares.
I'm really cold.
Okay, let's go get you some. Cut. He's
What?
sunned up some.
At this point, this is nearing the 10 minutes. They're probably returning at this point.
Yeah.
He looks over like, yes, what?
She's freezing.
He
Yeah,
just
you
like
won't have-
takes it. He like really puts his bag down, just pulls out like another coat from it, and just comes over with to like give it to her.
Where are we? Why
Under
are
the
we in a
ground.
Cave?
We fell. Some lizard thing attacked us, and then we fell through a mushroom.
Just a note for everyone who can see.
Yeah.
Her hair is white.
Oh, nice. I take it that's not frostbite, is it? And,
I don't think hair can get frostbite.
should we? Come on.
Did you learn anything, Osiris?
Nope.
Which way are we going? Anybody?
I wanted to go to the door. I believe this is some sort of democracy, but I want to go to the door.
I don't know what that word means.
Apparently, it's some weird foreign term that we used in when I was very young. About I grew up on a ship, and apparently you have to elect a captain, which is weird.
He just turns away at this point, talking to you, and goes, "Okay, Osiris, which way are we going?"
This way, and just starts walking in that direction.
Okay, he just follows behind.
Which way is that direction?
I don't know, I can't fucking see.
You can see at least the colors on next to each entrance.
Yeah.
Which one do you walk
which one
towards?
you walk-
Green means go.
Okay.
Alright, green mushrooms.
Alright.
Okay.
Everyone follows behind, I assume.
Yeah, I'll hang back with Sarah. She looked like she needs some attention.
I'm sort of just like, almost like trance-like at this point, just really out of it.
Alright, well, you start moving forward, and heading down the path marked with the green mushroom, you leave the chamber and the small amount of light behind you. You start to notice that a pale moss on the walls after about 30 minutes of travel, and after another half hour or so, you start seeing small mushrooms scattered here or there. The further you travel, the more dense these patches of fungus become, until eventually you're walking on a mostly carpeted path of moss surrounded by mushrooms on either side. The mushrooms continue to grow in size, starting similar to the kinds you see growing in the wild, growing wild on the surface, to around 3 feet tall. As you continue to wind down the path, a slight squelching sound with each step as you cross moss underfoot. You see the path begins to widen, and as it does, the mushrooms also get taller. 3 or 4 hours have passed since you left the previous chamber, and ahead you start to finally see a faint glow. Moving forward, the path widening, it suddenly opens up into a massive chamber. The glow you see is from dozens, maybe even hundreds of bioluminescent mushrooms. Growing amid the complete sea of fungus, massive trees of mycelium rise from the ground, creating a forest like the one you all landed in, except a lot larger. Some you estimate sit perhaps 100 feet off the cavern floor. Little bridges of plant matter connect many of those mushroom trees together, and mixed in amongst the various fungus, you see some movement. Initially, it seems like the mushrooms are just swaying slightly until you spot one run along the top of another mushroom, carrying some kind of load in its little mushroom arms. It hurries along one of the rope bridges and continues out of sight. And looking around more carefully, you notice that a lot more of these mushrooms are the same. Not stuck in the ground, but running around, moving back and forth on what seems like these mushroom tree town.
Is it just me, or are those mushrooms moving?
They're moving, and they have hands and legs.
Anybody
think
speak
we've come-
shroom?
We've stumbled onto some sort of society here. Perfect place for my cult.
What other language that they teach in Kids Lane?
Oh.
As you
Mushroom dog.
as you're saying this and you looking around, one of these piles of mushrooms off to your side kind of pulls itself apart, and one of these figures like steps up out of the mushrooms, about 5 feet tall.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a fucking giant.
It's looking towards you all. It's definitely taller than you.
Perhaps they're friendly? I wave.
It just tilts its head to the side.
I cautiously approach with the gas mask on.
It's like you see the area around where it's like between its eyes and mouth is that little like porous spot with all the little holes. It starts to move and twitch. And while you don't hear anything that you would comprehend as language, you hear what sounds like the rustling of. It sounds like rustling of leaves and like cracking of fungus as it's making sound in your general direction.
I can't understand you, sir. Hello, my name is Nerisian. We're lost.
It just
hello?
looks around and looks over, and you see another one of these figures, a bit shorter, pulls itself free as well, and they start mushroom talking at each other. And one of them looks at you, and they'll, yeah.
I was gonna say, can I approach, like, while he's talking and try to mime out something for them? I would basically sort of point around at our group and then sort of point up towards the ceiling as if to say we're from the surface.
When you point up, it just looks up.
Well, I leave it to the tiny dragon.
Okay, I point to myself. I then point up. Hand gesture of falling. And then walking on the palm. Here. Ourselves. Arm shrug.
It stops for a moment, and it seems to like take some form of deep breath in, and then as it does, it like exhales suddenly, and you see everyone else sees like a cloud of spores come out of this thing's mouth and surround Nerisian.
Does it fuck up my filter?
Yeah.
With your filter, they hit your filter and they get caught in it, but you don't breathe anything in, and nothing happens to you.
Was Jacoba still next to him? Because it's a 20-foot radius, so...
As I said, I left it to the tiny dragon.
Yeah, they walked away.
My focus is more on keeping the rest of the party safe, so...
Okay. It would be in 20-feet radius from Nerisian, is what I asked him.
I'm saying Nerisian moved forward to them, so it's like that just caught Nerisian in the radius if
Okay.
Jacoba's left.
Alright, yeah, so nothing... Yeah, you don't feel anything.
Yeah, it breathes all these spores at you. Nothing seems to happen. It looks at the other one and just kind of shrugs.
Are you sick?
The other one breathes spores at you. Nothing happens.
It shrugs.
It shrugs.
Hang on a second. I take the filter. I take off my gas mask and I start picking the mushrooms out of it. Just a second. I didn't want to catch anything. You okay?
The little one, when you take the gas mask off, it like takes a step back, like what the fuck? It just removed its head, and then you like take it off and you start pulling little spores out of the filter and like looks up and it tries to like reach for your gas mask.
Okay. I gently show it to them.
Do you give it to them or are you just showing it to them?
I'm showing it to them. I'm not giving
Okay.
it to them.
It's the little one's looking at it very like it's looking over it like it has no idea what the hell this thing is. The big one is just like staring at you still, and then it like whacks the little one on the arm, and like they continue spore talking at each other for a bit.
I cast comprehend languages.
Okay.
They're basically yeah, they'll understand them, won't it?
No.
No?
And I approach under the assumption that it might have done something.
You don't hear anything communicate.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you can't hear anything. Okay, I finish and I put the respirator around my neck, and I poison, and I say, and I gesture coughing.
It coughs and more spores come out.
Okay.
Suddenly, you hear, "Can you communicate now?" In your brain,
Oh!
you and Osiris.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
hi there.
weird.
Yes, we can communicate now. That's this is weird. I'm hearing you in my head.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Nerisian. This is Osiris. We fell from the surface. We're kind of lost.
Funky.
What did you say?
Funky.
Funky.
Fungi.
Yes. What are your names? Who are you? What is this place?
You hear just like garble of noise. Like a
The other one
bunch
is the
of-
same. It's like, yes, and I am.
It's like a bunch of squeaks and squeals and all that stuff, and it's just like, but you can call me Spore, and this one is
Spore.
Shroom. This one is also Spore. Spore and Spore.
I am.
Pleasure.
So you have...
Osiris, as I gesture to
Um,
myself.
What are you doing here?
we fell from the
Yes, I got that.
we're lost. We don't know where we're going. Do you know an exit
Where do you want to go?
No.
to the surface?
We don't know.
We have never been to the surface. We do not know the way.
They point up. That would be the best direction to go.
Can you dig?
I look at my little claws.
No.
I look at the rock wall. Not well.
Can they dig? And it like gestures to the rest of the group. And by the way, everyone who isn't there, none of you can understand. You just hear, like, I'm assuming.
It's
Neil,
silence.
Steve, or Osiris, are you talking out loud, or are you like also just telepathic?
They
I'd
have
be
to
talking out loud.
Yeah.
I'm talking out loud to appear crazy.
Yeah. So you just see these two people talking towards a pair of mushrooms.
Now it looks like an actual conversation as opposed to what it was before.
Have you explored a lot of this cave and the other caves over there? And I point back to where we came.
Some.
I take it red X means dangerous.
I don't know, the dwarves put that there.
Dwarves were here.
Aren't dwarves everywhere?
No. Not where we're from.
Weird.
Weird.
That is very weird, I know. I don't think you've ever seen a dwarf.
They are small like you.
But not as small.
Oh. Okay. Do you come across them often?
Not for a while, but sometimes.
What is this village?
Home.
Seems legit.
The smaller one looks a bigger one, and a bit of silence passes between the two of them. And then the smaller one starts to leave.
We mean no threats, by the way. We're just
Ah,
trying to get
and then the big one starts to leave.
cool. I didn't leave. That was useful. Don't you
Just
think?
stand there at that whole interaction. Just the hell even is this place?
I believe it is called the
The Down.
Land? The Down.
I walk away.
down
It's just Nerisian now. Just standing there.
No, I left Osiris by himself. He's fucking
What?
For everyone else, you just witnessed this very strange conversation, and at least the one side of it you could see, and then everyone just started walking away.
Yeah.
What is everyone else doing?
I walk back to.
Are we done?
I believe so. Let's go try one of the other ways. They don't seem to care just fine, but I don't think this is the way up.
Quite friendly.
I have no idea what just happened, so I'm going to go with okay.
Their names are, and I exactly word for word and sound for sound repeat their names.
No, you don't.
In the
Make a performance check.
I just start walking away.
While you're trying to do this, Court has also left.
I will walk back and I gesture to the big fuzzy lion man and the bird. Come on, we're going back.
And Ixara just follows wherever Jacoba goes.
You spend about 4 more hours traveling back to where you came from. At this point, you guys are teetering on the point of exhaustion.
At some point, I just sort of like lean up against the cave wall and then just sort of slide down.
I believe that this is a good time to say we should probably have some kind of rest.
I agree.
Seems good. I recommend same water, I guess. Maybe Jacoba, you take a later one. You seem like a little bit under the weather.
Sure.
Alright, I'll take first watch. I'll wake someone up. Don't worry.
Yeah, the night passes. At least what you think is night. It's really hard to tell the time when you're underground and there is no sun, or moon, or stars.
You're sort of just
Just
relying
dark.
on your body to tell you if you can continue to move or not. Who's on third watch? That's my question. Who would be on the second to last watch?
I would wake up.
You said you were first watch, so no.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I nominate to wake up Sarah. It's up to Sarah who she wakes up.
Should wake up.
Yeah, Sarah, who are you waking up?
You on your second watch. Who would have been third watch?
Probably Christine.
Right. Christine's the one who, at least if she chooses to stay awake, she's the one awake for whatever age is about to start.
Like, I think like when she sort of is getting woken up, she sort of looks over, sees that it's Sarah.
It's your turn to do watch, if that's okay.
I'm sorry for being distant a lot.
It's okay. I understand. She seems really weird, by the way.
In what case, weird?
Trancy, kind of like, no emotions.
God damn it. Can I insert that at all or no?
Yeah, go for it.
I want to. I just
Oh no,
feel
actually,
like-
that's a her question, not a me question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's totally fine if you want to try and insight.
I just want to like see if I can gauge the feeling there. I'm gonna use my inspiration on that one.
Damn.
I'm gonna use favored by the gods. Because guess what? We're about to have a fucking rest anyway.
Hey, do you want to give back Tides of Chaos?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Suddenly your clothes are dirty. It's a good thing I know prestidigitation.
So 9 plus 3.
12.
12.
What does a 12 give her?
Fucking cunt.
Gives her dog.
Shush!
And she wouldn't be like unemotional in the way that she's being distant with you. She just looks really out of it. Like her skin's really pale, and she kind of almost looks like she's asleep on her feet.
She seems like she's sleepwalking.
Not so much sleepwalking. She's just really off looking. Like she's been through some shit. 1,000-yard stare kind of thing.
Oh, cool! My every morning. Yeah, she's very. She does get up. At Sarah's request. She seems very worried, but she doesn't know how to explain that she's worried or come off in a way where it's like, because she still doesn't really know her very well. But yeah, she doesn't even say much either, other than just like sort of every now and then just looking towards her. But yeah, I will do watch.
As Sarah's about to sleep, you see as a loud noise is coming through the path you came from originally, and poking out the hole seems to be a bullet.
Instantly wake everyone up. I'm not yelling or anything because it's just gonna rush it over here. But I am going to like just run around, just really shake people.
As it's, can you get a perception check from the two of you at least for now?
Cool.
Well, you can wake people up. I just want to make sure you're having a look while you're doing things.
Pop. I have no benefits to this rollout.
You notice that it's walking a lot slower. Before it seemed to be able to run pretty quickly, but it seems to be like shambling pretty slowly. And sitting on top of it is a very small mushroom person who just raises his hand, and like as it's walking past with the bullet on its back.
Oh my god.
I think the first person I would have tried to wake up would have been caught.
He wakes up and he's like sitting there, like one hand on his sword, just watching it as it walks past.
Behind him is two more of the myconoids, this time as spears, and they also just give a small hand up and then lower it as they walk past through the blue mushroom to the green mushroom.
I will say with the 15, Sarah, you do notice that out of some of this thing doesn't appear to be in a great health condition, obviously, the Bulette, as it's a slow shamble. And you notice out of like several cracks in its carapace, you see mushrooms growing up
Oh no.
out of the carapace.
Oh,
Oh.
this is some Last of Us shit.
What do you mean? It's just some of the mushrooms that control the dead carcass.
About if you're going to ask anyone, it seems to leave like after a good like minute after the travel time between the two corridors.
It just shambles on past and just keeps going.
I feel like, yeah, like after waking Claude up and just sort of, I feel like the court would have been the one person I woke up, and then the rest I just leave to everyone else because I don't really feel like I'm the one to go near them. But like after, yeah, that.
And he sits up. He goes, I am not going to be able to go back to sleep.
Did
Never
Sarah
really liked mushrooms anyway.
Did Sarah wake anyone up, or?
She probably approached a few people, just sort of like shook them.
Alright, whoever wants to be woken up can be woken up from that then.
I'd say probably Jakova because
Okay.
he's like our tough
He's
boy.
the big scary tank man.
And whoever is next to Jakova, probably an Xara.
Right, so Nexara and Jakova. Jakova can just continue to sleep mumbling in Leon, and if he wants, he doesn't have to be woken up.
Okay then, I guess that works out. Sorry, Nexara, false alarm.
Okay. Wait, is it? She just stares, just like, what's going on? It's pretty fucking weird that it just happened.
Just some mushroom people and their weird mushroom mounts. Just pretend you're asleep.
Do I want to give that information with the 15 there?
Which one?
That it's got no
He-
tongue?
No,
No?
not for that.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. But yeah.
Oh, it's the one we killed.
Yeah, but your characters don't know that.
Oh heck.
I'll I'll wake up. I have my hand out as if I'm holding the trumpet, which I'm not, and then Bulette start to prepare to perform the revelry. Realize I don't have the trumpet in my hand. Being woken up and I just fall back asleep.
Does the party continue to just continue the rest?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to sleep now that
I-
my watch is over.
I think she would most likely be up, of course, be up for her watch, but I don't think she's probably going to be able to sleep fully with all this.
What do you think about that?
That was weird. I'm gonna point out to you. I have no idea what that was. I wish to avoid mushrooms for the near future. I am sorry for having eaten so many.
Is that to me?
Grow them.
Yeah,
in filth.
you're the only person awake.
Yeah.
That's just Sarah like rolling over her, like, and just looking at them, being like, they grow them in filth, and then just rolling back over again.
The fuck's that about?
I don't want to be down here anymore.
Don't think anybody wants to.
Yeah, that.
You're not helping.
Thank you.
I'm gonna smother him one day.
She could read the fucking room. That's it.
You all go to sleep. You wake up when your bodies tell you to get up. What's you guys doing? You're in the middle of this cavern room again.
So that's
Alright.
2 paths down, 4 X's or 3 X's, so 2 to go, I guess.
I point to the door. We should go towards the door. You know, because it's got a fucking door on it. And then really start walking towards the door.
The white arch in the center there. That's so. I'm assuming like just this is not where the specific doors are. Like I'm assuming the white arch is just one of the many doors.
Yeah, there's 7 different exits to this chamber.
It's 8.
That's just
But
one
it's
of them.
a-
There's 8 exits to the chamber, that's just one of them.
And what was the one that we went down?
You
Just-
came
so-
from blue and you went down
Yeah.
green.
Went to green.
Okay.
And then you've now returned from green.
Well,
So that
we,
leaves one of the 4
We're going
X's,
to
the arch
white.
or the orange.
we should definitely not go down the one with the cross. That seems probably the worst idea.
Yeah, the
I
dwarf
haven't-
kind of put these up.
I have no idea what the orange one is. Kind of looks. So it looks like an upside down mountain. It's odd. What does everybody else think?
I've already started walking down white.
Battling impatience is a virtue.
Hey, let's just hope it's the wrong way. Loom that over it, and I follow.
Alright.
What if everyone else is going this way?
With that, you go down the path with the white arch, and we'll take our break. We'll take our first bio break right now. It's been an hour and a half, so I think it's a good time to do so.
Woo.
So yeah, get some drinks, get some food. I'll be back in a little bit myself, but yeah.
We don't have any drinks.
Drink water.
No, yuck.
Yummy.
Yuck.
I
What?
hate water.
Brush your teeth and
It's
drink water.
necessary to
Oh,
live.
you're one of those people.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd love my friend Jess.
As a kid, I got double jumped off a trampoline and like full on caned, and my aunt asked me if I wanted a glass of water, and I was like,
And
no,
now I'm
I don't
terrified.
drink water. No, it was just like I was that. I hate water that much.
Even when she was
Wow.
when she was in a lot of pain, her response was still no.
I was winded as well.
And her
That's
aunt's
amazing.
response to that was, "You're fine."
You're fine if you're just asking for
I
that.
landed on my face,
Yeah, it happens.
but water tastes disgusting.
Yeah, like if you said yes, she'd be like, "Oh God, call the hospital."
Probably.
So Christine,
Please, yeah, hi.
having a good time.
I had a great time.
I like how the one time you try to open up to my character is when she's like
Dead. Which honestly, I think honestly that's the best case scenario. Like, it fits so fucking well, and I hate
more
it.
depression.
I love it and hate it at the same time.
Oh dear.
But no, to answer you, yeah, I'm feeling great. Look, I drank a lot of water just in case I started having tears, and I didn't. It was great.
I can change that if you want. No, I won't.
Please
Jerry,
don't.
please.
Please don't. Please consensual tears only.
I was waiting for you to use the inspiration roll as like a. It's okay. It's all right. Calm down.
No.
Nah.
Oh, if you told me to calm down, I would have flipped. Like, I would have proper flipped.
Court's a bit clueless, but he isn't that clueless.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing you can say to someone who's like hysterical.
Thanks.
It's okay, just calm down. Drink some water.
Ew.
I'll take the water, but you tell me to calm down. I
Juice or go
throw
home.
it across your face.
Just
What type of juice?
What type of juice, Darian? Apple blackcurrant.
Oh, that's fucking mad juice.
We ran out of Pepsi.
No.
Yay! Why
That's
do you
the
drink
best.
that swill?
Because it's the best.
And it's not as sugary as
Fuck
Coke.
off, Coke.
No,
It's not as
ugh.
sugary.
I don't drink sugar Coke. Ugh. Yeah, no.
Like
Only Pepsi Max.
I can drink Coke, but like the problem with the sugar in the Coke is that I get the sugar, I get energy, and then I lose that within half an hour, and then I'm dead for the day.
That's the point. It's a sugar and it's a sugar.
No, but like
You
with
get it,
with
Short
my
time, and then you burn.
no, but with my mentality, that just destroys me for the day.
If I drank sugary soda drinks, I would be like the size of 2 houses. Because I
Why-
drink so much.
Why 2? Why not 2.5?
2.5 then, I don't know. I haven't done it. And I don't
I
want to find out.
don't know.
I'm gonna fit into this 3-bedroom house that we've just rented.
I can't
okay?
even fit into my house.
Wait, you
Oh,
can
God.
afford to rent a house? Fuck
Yeah,
it.
man.
I mean, Tassie.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
I used to be able to rent a house before in Melbourne, but it was only like a quarter of a house.
I'm back.
The
Welcome
quarter of a house is
back.
still a quarter of a house.
I'm gonna get some extra water just in case.
I had a root beer before.
BRB.
So, did you guys like our puzzle?
I liked the puzzle of sadness.
my specialty.
Dying
I think we're still in the puzzle.
I think I'm
What?
always going to be in the puzzle of sadness.
What? No.
I'm just more annoyed my vibration attempt didn't work
Vibration attempt.
against the bullet.
They had tremescence.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It possibly could have worked, but unfortunately your stealth roll was so bad.
Stealth is. I was gonna say it's not my strong point, but I'm pretty sure I have a +5. So
You should have used your inspiration.
no.
Save
I'm
it for when it
gonna
matters.
use that to strangle the suitcase later.
Fickle.
Yeah, I understand.
Why would you strangle me? I've done nothing wrong.
You don't want to know the slurs you've been getting in fucking Leonin.
Oh no, I've been getting slurs, and I know that.
I was
I
questioning.
take it this is from the, I take it this is from the sea shanty. I
No,
mean, it's the
it's
best
for
sea
calling
shanty.
me fuzzy.
What? Would you prefer fluffy?
I prefer silky.
Velvety?
Yeah, cool.
I don't know why,
Wouldn't
but
describe
Engadine
Farrah's
Mac is
velvety.
Silky smooth probably makes the most sense. I like to look after my hair still.
If I
Sure.
were a Leonin, my hair would be matted.
Cats clean themselves to keep themselves from smelling, so that like prey can't smell them.
I'm back.
Did you also know that cats don't like it when you pet them on the head aggressively?
Well, depends on the cat.
Did you know people also don't like that?
Yeah.
Jeremy, that's fine. You're not a people.
So are
You're
any
a
of the
person.
any of the dwarves you guys drink with ever dead?
Mm.
No.
Sarah's never drank with anyone.
That's
and,
fair.
You know, she's never drank.
AJ, one of the people in my past was a dwarf. He's dead.
Oh. I figured.
Oh no.
I had a great feeling like walking out to get some water and then realizing my walls aren't really that thick, so I can travel through it.
I'm gonna give you an A+ for that thing, though. That was a good scene.
That's some
Holy-
epic feels.
I was worried when I started raising my voice a little bit because I was like, someone's gonna come into my room. Someone's gonna come into my room and question.
You're
what
like,
the
are you
fuck I'm
okay? Or like, can you be quiet?
You're like, who the fuck-
Kimmy, are you okay? Are you
Who the
okay?
fuck called?
Are you okay, Kim?
I'm just acting! Everyone here?
Cool.
Who was
Thank you. Thank you, AJ.
No problem.
Imagine the initial confrontation back when we were in the first cave, and Osiris was in between Court and Christine, but his head just slowly went in his shell.
I don't think I should be here.
Play.
Leaving the wide brim hat on top of his shell.
Yep, exactly like that.
I don't think I should be here, he says as he sinks into his shell and hides.
I'm not here, I promise.
Alright then. We'll get back into it then. You turn and head down the path marked with a white archway. More of the usual blank corridors fill your view. The slight light from the previous chamber disappears from view after a few minutes of walking. After an hour or so, or however long it is, because you're underground and you don't really know how to tell time that well, there is a sudden rise in the ground. While it's not high enough to acquire any equipment to climb, it's sudden enough to be noticeable. Half an hour later, you come across another one. Every half an hour or so afterwards, they're seeing these sudden inclines that only go up for 30 or so feet, rising about 45 degrees inclined. Is anyone doing anything during this time?
Is it like a ramp or is it a?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's like a 45
Is it a-
degree incline for about 30 feet long.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically like a ramp, yeah.
You can tell you're going up because you're going up.
It's where the walking becomes hard for a short time.
After that point, I'll as soon as it starts becoming difficult, I'll gently backpack atop the cat.
Okay.
My only little leg can only take me so far.
That's how you get thrown off.
It rolls all the way back down.
Is this tunnel carved out or is it natural?
Seems like a natural tunnel for the most part. Well, for the most part, there are some sections that look like they've been chipped away, but it's not like someone's come in and smoothed it.
Okay. Because going by the information we got from the mushroom people, dwarves have been down here. I just want to make sure we're approaching some sort of civilization or something. I don't know.
Okay. You still going ahead?
Yep.
That's the direction you want.
Can I do like a general perception check to see if I can spot any secret doors?
Sure. You climb down Jakurva, you go up to a wooden wall, you go up to a rocky wall, and go, tell me your secrets. And it doesn't say anything because it's a rock.
Unfortunately, while traveling, no, you do not find any
Yeah,
hidden
yeah.
pathways.
I then crawl back up, a little upset.
The path continues on with these sudden inclines happening faster now. And you seem to be traveling for... If you're trying to gauge time, it seems to be another additional 3 to 4 hours. And those with dark vision can see up ahead the path opens into a large chamber. As you see a singular white archway, slightly glowing, standing alone in the chamber. No other paths other than the one you came seem to be diverging from it. My bad.
I will inspect the room and area for traps.
Go for it. Investigation. If you want to make either of those ones, Jakurva, go ahead. There doesn't seem to be any mechanical traps in place.
so far as you can tell, through all of the religion that you studied, nothing like this comes up. No random archways underground. At least not in religion.
I'll approach the doorway then.
So,
Or the
history check. You're drawing conclusions to the book you read about, the one from Azerod, and the one that you saw in the vault. Looks quite similar.
There are some differences, but for the most part, they are very similar.
While that one seemed to... This one seemed to be looking different, seemed to be made out of thousands and upon thousands of like little marble cubes. With, as Dimitri approaches, Nerissa approaches, the top, like the tip top of the arch seems to have an empty space.
So this is similar to the vault in what's it called?
Drakazor, yes.
Drakazor, yeah.
Yeah, you saw an arch similar to this in the Glass Vault, but you didn't really get a chance to go up and inspect that one very much.
Is this similar to the one that we found in Drakazor? On the vault.
Doesn't appear to be like that. I take out the book, with the stone, look at the stone.
Okay.
Look at the. Does the stone fit in that recess?
You could.
By eyeballing it, could the stone fit in the recess?
You could.
How high up is the door?
At least 6 foot. At least 6 foot, so you'd probably need someone else to do it.
I wouldn't be able to reach that either. Oh, no, actually, I probably could if I, like... stand.
Hang on, could you stand here, and then I scramble up on top, and I stand on her head,
Quite lean and weak.
and I weigh nothing. I'm a cat.
Okay.
I'm a literal house cat, probably. Apart from I'm a lizard. I don't weigh that much.
Watch the ears.
What? Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about this. Did you want your hair dyed later? Oh, look, I put the cube in the hole.
Okay.
As you reach up and place the cube in the center of the gate, you notice the part on the inside of it, almost directly in front of you, immediately starts to shimmer, and before you could see directly through it, now it's just like an inky blackness dotted with like distant starlight.
I
That's pretty.
don't like that.
If you pull the cube free, it comes free, and the shimmeringness stays there.
I pull out a torch.
Okay.
Put the cube in the reset and put the torch over the cube.
Okay, you heat up the torch, burns the cube, the same side that lights up whenever you apply heat to it lights up. The door does not change. It is still lit up. It has not closed.
Can I take out the cube then?
Yep, the door's still open.
Pardon?
The door's still open. And when you remove the cube, the doorway doesn't close. It stays open.
Okay. I'm going to turn the cube so that the face that is glowing is the one that is flat with the wall.
Okay.
Flat with the back of the recess.
Nothing happens.
Okay. No change.
Okay. I think I may have just opened up a portal of some sorts.
I go up to it, I sit down, and I ritual cast Identify on the doorway.
Okay.
As he's doing that, I take out some rope, tie it around my waist, and I give it
I don't know if that's such a good idea.
Look, nothing was ever learnt from bad ones.
10 minutes.
Just maybe wait a sec.
Yeah,
You don't want to give up on becoming a god now, do you?
I mean,
Let Osiris work his magic. Let's
Okay.
just wait.
I gently put the tip of my claw in.
So you reach and you touch the tip of your claw to like the shimmery voidness.
Yep.
As soon as he does, he disappears.
Oh,
Yep.
The
Okay.
rope he was holding is just dropped to the ground.
that
Rissian?
was the- Okay.
What is...
It's all I asked for.
Timmy.
Hey,
I feel like
hey,
he deserves
Hey,
this.
Timmy, I'm
I
taking
feel
it.
like he
Get it,
deserves
get a session 2.
Wait, Jimmy, do you know how I feel? Do you remember how I feel as Daggerhead? 10 minutes is all you need, but so many people died because they wouldn't listen for 10 minutes.
Right.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna go talk with Dimitri. Have fun.
Oh, well.
All right, I'll keep this going.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are you all
Well,
what are you all doing?
Remember, we won't be on stream, just remember that.
Good point. Still,
So.
Yep.
You teleport into a circular room with a large, with a gateway at the southern entrance. There's no map for this yet. There seems to be 6 branching paths jutting out from the doorway, from this large circular room. It seems massive. It's probably around 120 feet in diameter. What do you do? There seems to be... I need to correct something. One sec. There's just getting one piece of information that I just want to say. Behind you, there seems to be a similar looking doorway that has a black shimmering light with star dots in it as well.
Okay. Is there anything above the other doorways?
The one on the south, the other 6 paths don't have doorways. They're just paths that lead off. The one that's an actual doorway to the south, there seems to be 6 unlit moats embedded into the door frame.
Well, if I'm correct, is there anything else in this room?
Nope.
Okay. I'll go over to the moats.
Mm-hmm. They're above the
I'm-
doorway, which is 6 foot tall.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll go to that doorway then.
Mhm.
Past Mage Hand.
Mm-hmm.
Touch it on the doorway.
It does nothing. Touch the door.
I move it up to the moats.
It seems to just be little magical balls that are not lit up, but have a specific color to each of them. There seems to be the colors orange,
red.
white, red, orange, white, red, pink. Yep, pink, blue, and aqua.
Okay. I will.
Do you want me?
Shocking grass.
You shocking grasp the moat and nothing happens.
Minor illusion on the moats.
You cast whatever minor illusion you want on the moats and nothing happens.
I'm gonna go.
The cube is still in your hand, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Cube still orange right now?
By this point, it's faded, I believe.
Alright, I'm gonna hold the cube in my hand, shock and grasp it. To sort of either electrocute / heat it up.
What are you trying to get?
I'm going to.
You cast shocking grasp, but you're trying to get something else to show up.
I'm trying to heat it up with it.
No, it doesn't work.
Alright, I will torch
Yeah,
the
you,
cube in it.
okay, you do that.
Throw the symbol to the. I place the orange symbol on the orange moat.
Nothing happens.
Okay. Take a note of what I've written. I'll go over to the I'll go back to the middle of the room.
Okay.
Azarod, are you in here?
Nothing comes about. No response.
I touch the black inky doorway again.
Okay. Join the chat, but don't speak. So,
Welcome
Okay.
back.
what happened?
They
is
are,
that
well,
doing?
so far they've been waiting because we're off stream. But to catch you up, if you will, Christine.
Like, yeah, like, as soon as he does that, it's quite literally just, like, almost legit screaming of, like, why? Why would you not even wait?
And then
At which
Jacobo.
point I would proceed to try and cover Christine's mouth, knowing how anger can affect someone's thinking.
I'm
Yeah.
just kneeling at the doorway in absolute horror.
And Court's just standing at the back, just kind of stunned.
About 5 minutes later,
He has a stone.
Narissine is back.
Hi there. How's it going?
Welcome back, suitcase.
Where did you go?
it's good to be back. Well, basically, nice little, is the doorway still open?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, if you all follow me, then I
Wait,
touch the
wait.
door again.
Oh, I was gonna try and pick you up.
Dare to explain.
Well, he did just come back, so I guess that means that it's okay.
I'm guessing he touched the doorway too quick for me to try and pick him up.
Yep.
I mean, that's a dex v dex.
Sure then.
How long would you have waited before you jumped in when Osiris did Osiris start casting before you jumped in?
Okay, you got me.
He was
Osiris had started casting before he went. About 6 seconds,
Okay.
Osiris got through his casting before he went through.
Okay, alright.
So Osiris
we-
is now
we can-
halfway through his casting.
We can go with the logic you still touch it. I was just gonna try and pick you up and throw you before, that's all.
Okay. I'll then grab onto him and then touch it.
As you touch it, you disappear, but Drakiva still stays.
Damn it. Be right back, I'm going to collect my baseball.
Okay, so you walk forward and you touch it as well, I assume?
Yeah,
you
I'm
go?
not even touching, I'm just walking into it.
Yep, Osiris, there's about 4 minutes left in your spell.
Yep, thanks, man.
Is
You're
anyone
getting
else going
absolutely
in?
destroyed of any of the spells you want to cast, aren't you?
What? Are we doing this?
That's up to you. Honestly, I am not in the situation of knowing what the fuck is going on anymore. I left that roughly 300 feet above ground.
Can I make some form of Arcana check to see if this can relate to any kind of teleportation spell I have a knowledge of?
Sure, make an Arcana check.
Seeing that they're going back and forth like stupidity? No.
It's conjuration magic, probably.
With most teleportation magic that you're aware of, you know that there are runes to usually dictate where you're going or where you're coming from.
Oh, there are no runes.
There are no runes.
And the only type of teleportation magic is usually conjuration, so you assume it's some kind of conjuration.
Is anyone else touching the doorway?
No.
Yeah, I'll gently talk with Chikuvra as we enter the
Alright.
the nice place.
AJ, do you want to describe what Jacoba sees when he steps through?
Yes. Okay.
I see my ball.
So, Jacob, as you step through, you see a stone circular room. There seems to be 6 paths going out of it. Behind you, a similar ornate frame with this black wispy starlight stuff in the center. Opposite that door is another one, a similar archway, but instead this has 6 moats of different colors above the top of the door frame. Standing in the center of the room is Narissine.
Yeah. Welcome to the room of the cube. I'm going to call it that. Haven't gone down any pathways at all. I fucked a bit with the moats on the back there. I think there might be a way out here. I think
You
the doorway.
think?
I think we might. If my hypothesis is correct, the way out might be in an ancient golden dragon's hoard.
Right. Well, you know we're both going to get yelled at for coming in here.
But why wait? We're here right now. We can get a little bit of perspective to know what we're going into.
Let's just wait for the others. You, if you run off again, I'm going to put a rope around your neck.
I mean, I had one.
Kinky.
I looked down at the rope I tied behind myself. Is that?
No, as soon as you came through, the rope that was tied around you was left back the way you came.
Oh.
I've given him my threat.
Okay.
I don't
Well,
necessarily
excuse
care
me.
where we are.
I then go back outside, pick up the rope, and just come in, and then I go back in.
Just to let you know, Osiris, 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Thanks, bud.
I just want to quickly read Identifier real quick.
It does tell you the nature of the magic and also what kind of it does, any activation
Okay.
things.
No, it's all good.
I know it's a long shot, but would any of this feel like slightly similar to the feel of the magic that I feel during the what is it called, Radiant Strikes or whatever?
No.
No.
Just making sure.
Can I walk up to the moats and make an Arcana check, to decipher how this works?
You can try.
You assume it is honestly just like the moats themselves are just some form of illusory magic that represent something else, but they're probably some trigger that causes them to either appear or disappear. Who knows what they symbolize?
Brighten or dim.
Yeah.
So,
Well, if I'm correct, orange is evocation. Red might be necrotic. I think it turns blue with divination.
but
White with divination?
Yeah.
I'm going to guess purple for illusion. Blue for conjuration. And aqua for the last one.
At this point, Osiris, your spell does go off.
a bunch of information comes into you. You see, again, like the cube, varying amounts of everything, but the two that stand out the most, conjuration and a hint of divination stand out above everything. But the conjuration tells you that the spell cast on this thing is gate. You know, gate is super, super high level.
This is basically in some form or others, the spell gate has been enchanted to this doorway under the code that it has been opened.
Cyrus?
Oh shit.
What?
What is it?
Any of you are familiar with the gate spell?
I've
I would
read
say
about it.
both Sarah and Christine have heard of it in their studies.
Heard of it.
Quite difficult spell to cast.
Yep, and it's even more difficult spell to tether. That's what this archway is.
So you're saying to me that he jumped for a gate spell?
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, thank goodness. They're
What do you
safe.
mean? We don't even
Well-
know where the other side is.
That means that then it's just a gate. It's fine. It's
How well do I know about the capacity of gate per se? Where can it go?
From what you know, previous in studies, they would have talked about the effectiveness of those amazingly powerful 9th level spells.
Uh-huh.
You would understand that it can go anywhere.
In the multiverse.
Anywhere in the planescape, even beyond the 4 close elemental planes.
Okay.
So you
So,
understand that, yeah, it could even potentially access demi-planes and stuff like that as well.
so we have a thing in front of us that could lead us anywhere in the planescape, anywhere to potential demi-planes, or some even like planes that have been lost.
So he jumped in and he jumped back out, and then he jumped in again, and then he jumped back out, and then he jumped in. So he's
At this
really
point,
not in
I will
any
jump.
danger.
At this point, I will jump out. I was like, "What the hell is taking you so long? Come
I
on!"
throw
One
him back
second.
through
Go
halfway
back
through
in.
his sentence.
One little addendum.
Yep.
just to what Darian said, super high level. Also, like, because most people can't cast them, it's sort of borderlining on illegal in the sense that it can change the world type of
Yeah.
magic.
Yeah.
Interesting.
9th level is always legal.
You don't.
Maybe-
There are not many known, like, just for you personally. You don't know there are not many people in the world that can cast 9th level magic.
I don't think they even exist.
That's why
something
there's
to do
it's
with
about
Who's
history.
heard of that?
I always assumed the 9th levels were like theories, if anything.
It's all got to do with the book and the cube. This could be something left behind by Azeroth.
This is a lot over my pay grade.
He is
And now you're saying that.
probably one of the strongest beings that we know of, so I guess it makes sense.
All I'm saying is Azeroth, didn't that book say that he was looking at these places and couldn't open them himself?
You're right, actually.
Yeah, so this is not Azeroth's.
This is
This is something Aswell was looking into.
this is.
Okay,
Possibly.
fine, and Court just walks through.
Okay. She just follows him.
I just
What?
wave at the old man.
Christine, you should come with us. Like, don't stay
Finally.
behind. I'm just waiting for her at this point.
She slowly moves up towards it, but this is just incredibly frightening. Like,
If we do it at the same time, it won't be as scary.
Do I need to go back through to get Annex?
She comes. She comes through when everyone else
Oh,
does.
sorry, I was muted because people were talking back. I said she flew through. My bad.
Yep.
And then I also made the thump sound effect, so you know what
Okay.
well.
Yep.
Cool.
Fum, 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 fum.
yeah, I reach out my hand, I guess.
Osiris, you are the lone person.
Yes, I am. I muttered to myself, this is fascinating.
Big.
Osiris, your eyes turn the color of the misty blue that appears in the gates because what the
A
fuck?
wistful blue.
And I passed through.
Again?
Okay, so what were we doing here? There doesn't appear to be a way out. Are you wasting our time, Nursian?
No, okay, so look. 6 doors, probably 6 schools of magic,
6 paths,
Back door.
1 door.
has all the modes of the schools of magic.
I thought there were 7 schools of magic.
I thought there was more than 6.
Yeah, there's 7 schools of magic. I don't know a lot about magic, but I grew up in the city of magic. That's 6
Conjuration,
lights. There are
conjuration,
7 types of magic.
Well,
necromancy,
Well,
1,
me
2,
too,
3,
man,
4,
I don't
5,
much
6, 7,
illusion.
6, and then I point backwards. 7. Well, I figured out, like, some of them, I think we're missing a moat.
You're missing a moat?
Yes, orange, and I walk everybody over. With my deductive reasoning, orange, because of the cube, says it is evocation. White
So
for
murder
divination.
magic. See you magic.
Red, necrotic.
Necromancy, yeah. The don't die magic.
Purple, illusion. Blue, conjuration. And that aqua one's probably abjuration.
We're
What about
missing-
transmutation and enchantment?
Yeah, we're missing 2.
I don't know where those 2 are though.
Well, that
And
still
there's,
breaks
also,
the...
and there's also the high level magics revolving on time and space. Dunamancy.
No one knows that first.
Dunamancy, the hell's that shit?
But yeah, so that's 6 passageways. 7 if you count the way we came. I guess there's a locked door, but I'm assuming that needs something to do to open it. But it still leaves 7 out of 8.
Yes, and... One sec.
Wait, hang on.
What?
Fucking idiot.
Yes, you are.
Potentially.
I point to the gateway
Okay.
No,
in
never
the
mind.
middle of the room of 7 doors.
No, that gateway. So, the gateway is recessed back into the north and south have 2 actual doors. The other 6 paths are paths. There's no doors on them.
Okay,
North is gate, south is locked door.
okay. Gate? I think that gateway over there is. Look, I don't know
Conjuration?
this- Conjuration, yeah.
Yeah.
that back one there. That might be transmutation.
I could also believe abjuration for protecting a door.
Fair enough. And then the other paths are the other paths.
Well, that's all interesting, but what do we do here? We have a locked door on the way back and 6 paths that, and Court walks over to one and looks down. Are dead ends?
Fair enough. They are dead ends?
So far as I can see. He
Ah.
looks down and they only go for about 20 feet.
Okay.
For those of us who didn't hear exactly, what room layouts are we in?
You are
It's
in
like
a
a
large
giant-
circular room made out of stone.
Mhm.
White stone, similar to what the gates were on. You see 6 paths, which Darren said protrude out to about 15, 20 feet each.
Okay.
And then a north gate. The northern entrance that's embedded into the wall is the gate, similar one to the one you just entered.
Okay.
And below to the south is the southern gate, similar in design but doesn't have the glowy stuff in the middle. But it has 6 floating moat, 6 balls of moat-like energy floating above the doorway.
And you said there were 6 pathways forward, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Court walks
feedback-
down one of them and he sees there's a pedestal. So there's a little there's a pedestal in this one, and there's something. It says magic words.
Well, if this is the case, then surely it has something to do with each of these orbs representing a certain school. Then wouldn't they need to be put? There's 6 of them in 6 pathways. If Cod's seeing something on the pedestal, then
This one says enchantment.
I think I got that one.
You see, as just
I walk
to like, there's no visual map of this yet. We're working on it. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
But I'll write down a note. But the gates are on the east and west side, and the 3 gates are north, middle, and west. North, middle, and south. Just so
Osiris.
I'll write down.
I'll
the
walk
notes.
down the one Quartz at. I'll gently ask him to back up, just in case something happens.
Okay, takes 1 step back.
I will cast Passion's Hideous Laughter on the pedestal,
Nothing happens.
which is enchantment.
Nothing happens.
As you look at the
Okay.
pedestal, you see that there is an emptiness, a void big enough for the cube.
Oh, I put the cube in.
Nothing happens.
Oh,
Osiris.
okay. We gotta get these cubes to light up. I go over to. I look for the one that I get out, and then I check all the tunnels for the one that says evocation.
You want to start with the murder magic?
Osiris.
Yes, I actually do, because that's the only one I think I know.
Yes, Kristen.
Do you happen to have a detect magic spell prepared?
Detect magic is not within my forte. I specialize in identify.
Okay. Sorry for asking.
You don't need to apologize. Valid question.
Okay, you say you only know the murder magic, Nursing. Don't we know the divination one? The thing that, the Osiris said?
Yes. We do know that one, actually.
Yeah, I'd rather start with the one that doesn't involve killing people.
That makes sense!
Thank
I
you.
knew there was a reason why you're around us.
I'm going to
And I
hang
walk
you.
over to Cyrus and identify this, please, and go find the one that says divination, quickly.
I take the cube,
And he leaves with it.
wait 10 minutes. And then when 10 minutes is up, then I start the 10 minutes for identify.
Thank
Getting
you.
back to 10 minutes.
Damn!
I just imagine he sort of dead ass stares at Nerissa for 10 minutes, and Nerissa's like, okay. And then when 10 minutes pass, Nerissa's gonna grab the cube, and then he just starts looking at it and starts chanting in, like, arcanic language for the spell to start.
Wow.
As he waits for... Yeah. As he finishes the 10 minutes, the first 10 minutes, I then take the cube and I go find divination.
Oh, I
Realize
don't
it's not
use
lit,
the cube.
and then I give it back to him like, you cheeky fuck. Okay, first of all, cast the damn spell. Alright? This might be our way out of here to a loot of gold. Alright, there's money behind this. Maybe possible.
I'm sorry, is that what you're after?
Yeah, that's a pretty
Look.
shitty reason to be here.
Look, okay? Way I figure it, that's one end of the gate. The other end is back in Drakazul, in the Dragon Horde.
Does it even look similar?
Steal the gold. That's
We're not
someone else's.
stealing the gold, I'm finding a way out of the Underdark here. Would you
I
rather
will
be in
say-
there with God knows what, or in here with God knows what?
When you were in the
Well,
glass
it
vault,
was.
you did not get a chance to have a proper look at
No.
the other gate. It was a little ways away. All you
Yeah.
could say is it was made of a similar colored material, but you're not sure if same stone or any iconography difference. But
Hey.
that door is an actual doorway and not a blank, like archway, like the one.
Yeah. Are we even sure that that will lead back? Also, what would that do if it just leads back? We'd just be going backwards.
Well, at least we won't be in the Underdark anymore.
You mentioned Dragon Horde before.
Actually, it might go to where Azeroth might be.
The,
I said
the
it's
glass,
similar,
the glass,
but not
Another
the
one.
same.
the glass vault is what he's referring to.
No. Azeroth took up with another one. Or he went in
There
search of the other one.
was another dragon, remember?
Could be going to another dragon and so on.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
That would be a copper dragon, I think?
Bronze.
Yeah, the big red one that was flying overhead before.
Also, there was Tale of a Black one that Azeroth fought years ago.
All,
God,
of,
I
the,
hope it's not that one.
all of the colors so far.
Hmm?
We got a 1 in 3 on that. Bronze, black, or red.
By the way, I don't really feel like trying to find Dragon Horde would be the best idea.
About 10 minutes has passed now,
Yeah,
Osiris.
I
My
was-
spell's gone off. So,
Thank you.
Again, you as you're staring, you see unlimited cosmic power, itty bitty living space, and
It hurts to do.
it has white sigils on it.
yep, the white markings appear along the one side.
Okay, now go find divination, go find divination.
It's this one. In the 20 minutes, Court has definitely found it. It's not hard.
He points to the southwest door.
Thank you, Court.
It's not hard. There are a whole 6 options.
The waiting.
As you go go up to a pedestal and you see another indentation where the cube can go into.
Stick it in.
All right. As soon as you place the cube into the pedestal, for you, nothing changes.
Well, the
Initially,
pedestal
there
has
is a
white
like, there-
sigils marks.
yeah, like
over
the
pedestal.
the color of the pedestal, the color of the cube does spread over the entire pedestal and down into the floor. But then that's all that changes for your point of view. For everyone else back in the room, the entire room shimmers, changes, and it's completely different.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
no.
and I will say that the 6 other paths, the 5 other paths disappear as well as the 2 other doors.
Huh.
So the only path left is the one that
He came from.
Osiris is currently in.
Can we still see him fruit down the path?
Now there seems to
Didn't
be
seem
a.
to do much.
Sorry, go on.
I was just saying, didn't seem to do much, and I turned and exit the hallway.
It's done a
What
lot.
the fuck happened in here?
As you see, the stone hasn't changed, but more things have appeared. There seems to be a pedestal, more like that shrine
It's
at
like
the
a
start. The display. You know that shrine at the Temple of Time in Ocarina. I've been playing that a lot. Thanks, Ken. It's like a podium made out of like marble sort of deal. On it, there seems to be 7 tiles of different images on there. Around you, there seems to be 3 pedestals off on one side with skulls on each of them. Dead plants in pots lie on the west side. On the wall, there seems to be a myriad of text in this like dome-like building.
You can read parts of it as you see, like, there's common, there's, from the bit you can read Christine, there's Dwarven, there's Celestial, there's Infernal, there's Abyssal. Every language is there, but it's all mixed together. And reading just the parts you can, it doesn't make any sense.
I will then take another 10 minutes and ritual cast Comprehend Languages.
Okay.
Alright, while you're doing that, you also notice that there is a section where there is a kind of display. It's like a line that runs along part of the length of one of the walls, and on one end of it is a sun, and on the other end is a moon. And in the middle along the line, there are 5 slots that are evenly spaced.
Do we got the cube still?
Nope.
No, the cube is sitting on the pedestal back in the other room.
What were the tiles again?
I'll,
Yeah, no one's actually approached tiles yet, so we'll show them what they are. We'll
Okay.
say what they are when you go there and watch. If you're doing that in the 10 minutes, then okay. You see 5 tiles that look like pictographs on one side. There's 7? Oh, yeah, 7. 7 tiles that look like pictographs. They seem to be square in shape, and they all seem to be made out of the same stone, but the images on them are different. One has a large amount of like crystals, like crystal-like structures jutting up and being like floating above the land. A second has like just the blank of space that these are also like sort of animated as they do, and they seem the stars of space seem to disappear slowly, reappear once and then slowly disappear, the crystals floating up and down. The second you see a sphere crack in the middle as 2 halves of a whole separate. The third, a large tsunami appears and a whirlpool appears and storms and a tentacle or 2 come out of it. The third, a dragon lays down and rests. The fourth or fifth, I don't remember. A dragon lays down and rests. The sixth, large giant-like creatures are all sitting at a table and then moving their jugs at once. And the last, there is just an angel as their wings slowly, feather by feather, fall off as they fall to the ground. There are.
As you're holding these, you're looking at one side of them. If you turn them over, there is a little bit of script written on the opposite end.
Okay.
And as you go through them, like the ones with the crystals, it says the crystals rise. The one with the stars, and they say the stars fade out. The one with the big giants rejoicing, it says the titans rejoice. The dragon one says the dragon sleeps. The whirlpool says the storm rages. The one with the angel says the divines fall. And the one with the cracked orb says the kingdom is split.
Put that in the gate doors so you guys can see the text.
Okay, cool.
I'll close it and show it down so you guys can see it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just sort of looking through while Osiris is properly going through the identify on the comprehend language. Sorry.
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything for this 10-minute break?
I approach and look at the symbols as well,
Okay.
and kind of just fixate on the angel dying one, or divine falling, or whatever it is.
For the comment, Jakova, yes, there are parts of them on the walls are written in Leonin as well.
I'm going to go to the pedestal. I'm going to put 2 and 2 together and say, if I take this out, go back to the regular room, and then I need to wait another 10 minutes. So I'm not going to touch it. Instead, I'll inspect whatever. Whatever else you see, like the plants and other shit. Because I believe you said there's like dead shit here, like plants. And
Yeah, there are
skulls.
some along one wall. There's a bunch of like dead plants in pots. Inspect them. They are like very close to dead, but they seem a little alive, but still very withered.
And there's apparently skulls and shit.
Yep, there's 3 pedestals on one end with 3 skulls sitting on them.
Any descriptors?
Just there's no individual markings on any of the skulls. There's just 3 skulls sitting on the pedestals.
I'm gonna leave them there.
I'll say they all have their jawbones attached still as well. It's not just like the top half.
Okay, so I'm tempted to take the skulls out and go do skull puppetry, but I'm not going to. I'll go over to Cyrus and I'm like, how's it going? How long?
I ignore him.
And then start
Jacobo,
poking
there is
him. Hey,
Leonin, yes.
hey, Helen, Helen, hey, Helen,
Which spell you're casting?
Comprehend languages.
Okay.
I lose my concentration, and I snap, and I tell him, if you don't leave me alone, I'm going to throw you so hard against that wall.
Well, you're no fun. And then
And I
bring
repeat
out,
after 10 minutes again.
the trumpet, and I
Court
go,
just walks past and takes the trumpet.
I can't sleep, only hitting him, second level.
Roll the
Okay, he falls asleep.
No,
There is no saving throw, I'm pretty sure.
no, let me.
Nah,
let
he
me
has to
roll
roll.
first.
He has to roll the hit points.
Yeah, I'm
1, 2,
pretty sure
3,
she's gonna
4,
hit it.
5, 6, 7. Because it's second level, it's an extra 2.
You have to roll 19.
78.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the last 10
I'll be asleep
minutes.
twice.
It lasts for a minute.
Oh, just
sadly.
for... Orion is also there. He sort of doesn't know what the fuck is going on, but he's there.
Yeah.
He's there. Cool. No, just move him to the other corner of the room and just leave him there.
Thank you.
10
It's starting
minutes
to annoy
pass.
me too.
Court just like walks over and just takes one of the tiles off the off like the pedestal in the center. Just looks at it and just goes, okay, and puts it back.
10 minutes pass. I would say for Jacobo, you can't, like... You're trying to see what these words are, what they mean, but they can't... You don't really know. You can't put them together. They seem to be written on top of each other for you, like... And it seems to be like 1 or 2 letters. It doesn't really make any sense.
Like it's you see in like part of the word you see like the letters D-O in Leonin, and then like further down you'll see like A-F in Sylvan, and then a bit further down again you see just like E-L-L in Infernal.
As Jacobo opens his eyes with comprehend, not Jacobo, the Cyrus opens his eyes with comprehend languages. All the languages collide, and like in those movies that where they play with the fancy tech and they move all this stuff together to make it all like all the words seem to like shimmer out and position themselves in a proper manner for you. And it reads, "The kingdom broke long after the divines fell from grace."
Get. I
You're asleep.
probably wake up after this time.
Yeah, well, it's a minute.
Yeah, they'll be in the 10 minutes, so yes.
Look. So get anything?
Let me just send that to you so you know.
Thank you.
These symbols mean things. We must need to put them in the right order.
If anyone's curious, it reads, the kingdom broke long after the divines fell from grace. I'm wondering if it's referring to the gods.
If it were to relate to these tiles, then it would be the
Relate directly to 2 of these tiles.
yeah.
Court
Really?
grabs them both, like divines fall, kingdom split.
Them split long before the divines.
Long after.
Long after.
Kingdom split and storm rages. Maybe? I don't know.
Is there any other writing anywhere?
Maybe the dragon sleeps is the last one, referring to current dragons of the plane.
Roll a history.
Is that? Is
I'm
it's
what?
not the thing
I'm
that
guessing.
the thing? I was gonna type it down. Yeah.
Message me, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just purely guessing here. I don't really have the best of
Oh,
knowledge.
this one. Oh, there we go.
Jacobo, with your 18,
Mhm.
given your personal history, when you were training, you learnt that through your studies. Most of you know this through other means, but Jacobo has a more in-depth knowledge because of where he did stuff. Years and years ago, eons, even like maybe more than a millennia, the 3 main gods were not only by themselves. There used to be a whole pantheon of gods that, during an event called the Cataclysm, most died. There are new gods now, and you know that that is the will of Tabris trying to re-center divinity and making it not stupid and crazy. But you know that way back when, that most of the gods perished in an event called the Cataclysm.
Yeah, which through your training is also sometimes referred to as the fall of divinity.
I will, at the very least, maybe mention this. If they ask further details, then I'll try to explain, but I imagine that would actually take a fair few minutes to go over it detailed.
Yeah.
And knowing Takuba, he would probably go into detail.
Why not?
So, yeah. I think the Divine's Fall might be a good place to start.
But would that be first?
Based on what I'm understanding? Quite possibly.
But
Yeah, I'll say with your history check as well, Sarah, after he explains that, you can definitely like yeah, that sounds like a historical event of some kind. It's a very old one, but there's like all of these seem to have some form of reference in history as well, though who knows about a few of them.
I
At least
feel
you
like
can assume a few of them.
I feel like my knowledge here doesn't really apply.
No, who knows?
I'm gonna try religion, because I've read a lot of religious text. Oh, I'm going to use my inspiration for that.
Gonna.
Ah, okay, don't worry about it.
Unfortunately,
I'm
no.
gonna start fucking
Yeah.
with-
You want to add some favor?
Would you like to waste enough for inspiration?
I'm gonna start fucking
okay.
with things. Alright?
Okay.
All right, what are you
I
gonna do?
go over to the tiles.
Mm-hmm.
To the which ones?
The tiles. The ones
Okay.
that Alright. So it's sun and then moon.
Yeah.
Sun on the left, moon on the right. Yep.
And how many in the middle?
5 spaces
5 spaces.
and
5
7
spaces.
tiles.
With 7 tiles. Alright. I put the crystals rise.
Mhm.
Then I put the Titans rejoice. Storm rages. Vines fall. The kingdoms split.
Okay, you do
As
that.
You do.
In that order.
Bright white light fills the entire thing, blinding everyone for half a second, and everything
God, I'm
resets.
blind. Okay.
Resets.
Yep,
The-
the tiles are all back in the pedestal in the center.
In the order that they were first put down.
So that's wrong.
Right. I feel like
Ow.
these don't belong because there's more of them than there are spots.
I don't know if the Titans Rejoice is one I'd see fitting.
I have an idea.
It's maybe one.
If only we had legend lore.
This chamber that we're in, the words written up there is 2 of them.
Hmm.
There might be more answers if we were
Alright.
to invoke different sides of the cube in the other pedestals.
But we don't know if they're their own
idea.
separate things as well.
Starting to think I should have got AJ to write down what he said.
Well, I'll do a message debrief at the end, or Darren can write something up now and send it to you.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, good.
I'll try and inspect. I'll check the bottom of the plants. I'll go over to the pot plants.
Yeah,
Look at
they're
the bottoms of
just clay, ceramic pot plants with the draining holes, dry dirt.
I'm gonna try something now.
Okay.
Alrighty. I'm gonna go with. Let me just think.
There's 5 like slots, right?
Height.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I forgot to
Vines
do the
fall. The stars fade out.
Mhm.
The storm rages. The kingdom is split. The dragons sleep.
As you place the last one in, the bright light once again appears, and everything resets.
That was my idea too.
Damn it.
Surely I think in my mind it would be Crystal Rise, Dragon Sleeps, right? I don't know why, but that just seems like a scenario to me.
Alright. So
Crystals, though.
It could be like some form of like stasis for the dragons potentially. That's the logic I'm running off of. Like as a place for them to rest. Where they would go, I don't know.
I thought maybe dragon sleeps could even have something to do with the fact that they can't reproduce anymore.
Exactly.
I'm not sure this is very like, I think this is just pretty standard. Like, the vines fall, the gods died, the kingdom is split. That could refer to Sumeria, because if you don't know, Sumeria used to be all of Tel'Narus, and then long time ago they broke apart, and Tel'Narus then eventually took back over, and now they're together again. But Tel'Narus is now in charge.
Maybe that one should be the last one then.
I do not know.
That's more like modern events.
I'm not super sure if this is very modern. Like, the splitting is happening now, but the splitting also happened like hundreds of years ago.
But like my idea is like, what sort of point in history brings back to a storm?
What about the storm of Ghislaine? The endless storm of the west.
Do I know about that?
You would, yes.
Yeah, everyone in Ghislaine would know. There is a never-ending magical storm off the a couple miles off the coast of Ghislaine. It's where the storm callers go out there, and it's where the main file charges are collected.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
What if the dragon sleeps refers to the? I'm just trying to recall the dragon god's name. The guy we overheard back. Well, actually, specifically.
Azmarod.
Is that Azmarod?
Azrod's the.
That was the gold one.
Yeah, he's a gold. He's the voice of many, was it, or something like that?
Yep, that's his
Leader
title.
of many.
Leader of many.
What if the dragon sleeping is referring to him? If he awakes, wouldn't that be bad?
I did not know he was asleep.
Neither did
I know no one's seen him in like 80 years, but still.
It's
Nobody
a
knows
guess.
who he is.
But also, like,
Okay.
isn't Azrod all right, like a good person?
What's
Everyone
this?
just like silenced. Yeah, I don't really know. I've met the guy like one time.
Have I studied that religion
Literally.
much? Probably not.
A lot of the people, at least worship him for something.
Yeah, but also people worship rocks. Like, can you really trust what people worship?
No.
Alright.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put Storm Rages.
Mhm.
Divine's Fall.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to put Kingdom Split, Dragon Sleeps, the Stars Fade Out.
Okay.
Again?
You place it in there. There is the flash of light, and everything resets.
Okay.
Can I make any form of
history
history check on the idea of the stars fade out?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Because in my mind, I'm starting to
May
think
I?
it's maybe looking
Go on.
towards the future.
Thinking the stars fade out. These are all pretty literal in words, and you think back, one of the times you did study for a while were ancient, like really ancient nautical maps, like star maps, and they used to have a lot more stars in the sky, and nowadays there are not as many. And the maps now are a lot more blank, and quite literally there are less stars in the sky now than there were a couple hundred years ago.
Okay. So,
Well, by a couple hundred, I mean like the maps you've looked at a range up to like 800 or 900 years ago.
and how long was at least what I have an understanding the storm's been around for?
At least as long as the Cataclysm, so far as records go back.
Okay. I'm gonna try something.
Okay.
I'm gonna try Divine's Fall.
As you
Alright, so
grab,
you go and pick up. Okay, I'll let you do it, AJ.
as you grab that token, you can't feel it. You don't feel anything in your hand.
What?
It's in your hand, but you can't feel it.
I let go.
You let go. Same feeling. You can't feel anything in your hands.
Then you realize you can't feel anything.
At
The
all?
rest of you.
Your sense of touch is disappeared.
On anything?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That anyone else who notices her freaking out, you all start to realize this as well. None of you have a sense of touch right now.
What's going on?
How long have I probably felt this numbing sensation for?
Since the bright light happened last.
The last one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I can speak fine.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, this is weird.
No more slotting shit in willy-nilly.
I feel like if we keep
Chaos.
doing this, we're going to... Something's going to happen.
In our senses.
When you bring it up, now realization happens to everyone. You can't taste. Nothing is tasting for you. And you also can't smell.
Yeah, we should probably go.
Okay. Take it we've only got 2 more tries before
What do you
we're
mean?
completely senseless.
What do you
If
mean
we
try?
need A sense of sight? How are we going to get out of here?
I look
I
at
think
the
we-
skulls.
We should just cut our losses.
I go over to the pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
Which one? The pedestal with the 3 skulls, or like the center of the room? Or the one with the cube?
The one with the cube.
Okay.
I pull the cube out.
Okay, as soon as you remove the cube, the light disappears off the pedestal, and the room in the center shimmers back to the original one.
Do we feel
Can I
normal?
Nope.
feel?
You're still missing those 3 senses.
Oh, I'm gonna really miss touch.
I'm frightened. Ugh.
Well, as far as I'm aware, there is no danger in this room. I look over towards the moats. Is anything gone?
Nothing's changed.
Okay, so I think we need to solve the puzzle in there to open one of the moats. My guess is there's a puzzle in each room, and we have to get it right. And then after we get to all 6, that door opens up, and then we can go through. As far as I'm concerned, I'd rather be in here than out in the what's it called? Healing place.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd like the idea of losing my ability to see things.
I would like to go home.
Maybe we should just go through the gate and see if this goes away.
Okay. I walk up to the gate.
Anyone else follow?
No.
Just waiting for him to come back and tell us if everything's okay.
Nursian, when you go out there, you immediately smell the earth underground. You can feel your clothes on you and everything, and your pack on your back. You can taste your own mouth. It's not great.
I'll walk back in.
Almost immediately, you lose all 3 senses again.
Oh, okay. Well, I can taste, feel, and smell it out there. I
leave.
think. Yeah. I then
Yeah,
leave.
Colt leaves.
Yeah, a bit out of
You think we'll
depth
come out?
here.
Is everyone gonna leave?
I'll probably look back just around the room briefly before letting everyone else leave first.
Okay.
I'm just now trying to figure out why something that could be referring to the cataclysm even exists still.
Well, as you guys all poof into existence, you can all taste, smell, and touch. But you can also hear as 2 dwarves with spears look at you.
Are these? What color are these dwarves? Are they flesh-covered? Flesh-covered?
They're normal
Black?
dwarves.
They're
They're-
normal dwarves?
so far as you know, they're dwarves.
Yes. Hello. We're lost.
One of them looks to the other one and says something in a language you don't understand.
Do I still have comprehend languages up?
How long does the spell last?
An hour.
Yes.
Yes, you understand one of them goes, What the hell are what the hell are abovelanders doing here?
I don't know, but they triggered the alarm. The High King might want to see them.
Oh.
They could be spies.
It might be a risk we have to take. All of you, hands up!
The only person who can understand them is Osiris.
And Christine, a little bit.
Not there.
Christine, you understand?
Not there.
Oh,
Up.
you're not there. Okay.
Oh yeah, you're still inside.
I'm still. I haven't gone through yet.
Oh. Glad I'm not the only one that was looking around.
But yeah, Osiris, you hear that?
As I said, I'm waiting till everyone else has left their place before I walk out, so...
They point their spears at all of you as well, except for Drakova and Christine, who are still inside.
I am put my hands up and I'm like, I'm not resisting arrest! I'm not resisting!
What did they say?
I make the gesture as if writing on a piece of parchment, trying to signal that for them to write to communicate.
And put down their weapons. No,
We don't even have... Are they stupid?
I don't have paper on me.
Paper?
I hold out my book.
Some weird overlander thing.
You hold out your notebook?
I hold out a notebook, yes.
Jared, you might want to have a look at... You see as Court steps forward and in fluent Dwarvish says, alright, we'll just listen to you. It's all good. I'll communicate for the two of us.
Oh, that would have been nice in the first place. Thanks, Court.
You're welcome.
You're
I knew Cork could speak Dwarf, AJ.
Okay, I was making sure you knew, because I forgot.
Yeah. He was just playing. He was just going with the flow. It's okay. There is no need to kill each other.
Okay, you can speak, but yeah. Sorry, I was going to belittle intelligence here. It wasn't going to be very nice.
Yeah, it would be surprising coming from you.
Fair enough. I then take out the trumpet and I start playing.
No, cool.
If that lizard keeps playing, we'll stab him first.
I please do. There are two, I will warn you, there are two more people still inside that.
Also,
You opened it?
yes.
You can't understand
I
them, Dimitri. Only Court can understand them.
And only only Osiris can heal.
Yeah, only Osiris and Court can understand the dwarves. They're only speaking dwarfish.
Okay. I thought they were not speaking. I thought
Nope.
Court was translating.
No. Well,
Bits and pieces.
He chooses what to translate. Much like how Court chooses to talk.
Open is a word. Yes is another word.
They have to see the High King now.
Is it bad? Did we do a bad thing?
Probably.
We don't know. Congratulations.
Oh, that's really bad. Court turns over and goes, "We did a bad thing."
Are we under arrest?
Probably.
I frantically look for any way to shut this portal down.
You can try.
There are people on the side.
Yeah, we know how to open it, but I don't want them getting in there.
What would happen if we left them there?
Okay, let's one moment, friends. Court just walks straight back to the portal.
Hey!
Court looks at the two and goes, "Okay, we've got to leave. We're under arrest.
What?
I'm
Yeah,
sorry. What?
There's dwarves and they're arresting us
How do you know that dwarves are arresting us?
because they're dwarves and they're telling us we're under arrest.
And you told them we were in
Speak
here?
Dwarvish?
Yes, because they have spears. Also, yes, I spent some time.
In my youth.
I spent some time in my youth dealing with dwarves back when the Landburner was being built.
That just doesn't say anything.
Get going, Christine. I'll be behind you.
It's okay. I don't think they're going to arrest us for your things. I just think they're arresting us because apparently they don't know how bad opening this gate is, but that's not a good thing. So we're under arrest, I think. Okay, and he turns and walks straight back in. Okay, sorry about that. They're coming out now.
I'm
So
not
you
going
want to head out first?
No.
I'm going to push you out.
No, please don't.
No, I'll stop before we get to the gate because I want to know your reasoning. So, is there a reason you don't want to step out?
I feel like, for one, I don't really like the idea of being taken somewhere. Two, I feel like I'm onto something. I just am close.
Okay, I swear they're going to come out. I told them to. Don't stop us yet.
At the gate.
Who's to say we can't come back here later?
Well, a lot of things.
Look at it this way. If we stay in here, we have no idea when they'll be coming back.
She doesn't know how to react to that.
If we're at least with them, then we can guarantee that all of us can come back.
Again, she doesn't know how to really react to that.
At this point, the ones outside, one of them is like, okay, all of you, go to that wall. And he points over to one of the other walls. And Court heads over that way.
I'm still frantically looking for an off switch.
There, so far as you can tell, there isn't one.
I'll
And Nerisian still has the cube.
I'll gently climb back on Cyrus' shell, jump up, put the cube up to the door recess.
Nothing happens.
Okay. Pull it back out. And
Nothing happens.
We said get to the wall!
Go! Court's like, come on, the wall. Everybody onto the wall. I don't
okay,
want to
fine,
go
fine. I'll
wall.
go to the wall. I'll go to the wall. I cast a star myself and I tell myself I know the wall, and I go up against the side of the wall.
Okay, you're in it. As soon as you're all off to one side, one of the dwarves really talk and sorry, I should understand. One of them is like, okay, you watch them. I'm going to go in there. And he's like, yep, okay.
Are you
And the
sure
other
you
one,
want to go in there?
I do not want to go in there, but they're not coming out.
Okay. They could be lying, though.
Okay, I'm going to go in and come straight back out.
Okay.
He walks up, he
Hey!
touches it, vanishes. The other one's like, oh, as he disappears. And then, for Christine and Jacoba, you guys who are very close to a dwarf holding a spear just appears almost directly between the two of you.
You hear,
Well.
Christine, you know some stuff, but you also, you don't know much Dwarvish, but you know the phrase, what the fuck?
So, do I need to break a spear?
He steps straight backwards out of the portal again.
Well, because the fucking lion was looking at him when he came through.
Okay.
I'm not going first.
They're very close to the door. I don't want to do that again.
No, I'm not going first.
Give me your fucking arm.
No. No.
God, I wish I had kid spell magic.
Have your breakfast. Yeah! I don't want
I'm
it!
going to proceed to pick her up.
Do not touch me.
So you were trying... Was it strength v strength?
Yes, yeah.
You.
Well, acrobatics for Kim for escaping.
Oh,
Sure.
wait, is it the actual...
It's
strength
athletics.
first.
It's athletics
thing
versus
is-
acrobatics.
Oh, it's athletics first.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Oh no,
Hey, Kim?
it reset.
Yeah.
Did you reset it, AJ?
No, because she had a long rest, so...
I
Damn
was
it.
gonna ask anyway if I
I
could
was
do it.
about to be like, every time this fails right now.
Yeah. I was gonna ask if I could.
If you wanted to roll the table, you can. We're not stopping you.
It's AJ, please, AJ.
Fine,
Of
roll
course,
the
I'm rolling
table.
the fucking table.
So you reach out to grab her, Jacoba, and she just disappears.
She disappears or I disappear?
She just disappears.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Christine, you are floating in void.
Oh, perfect.
I look around and just confused.
She reappears right in the exact same spot now.
Wait, she wasn't gone for long?
Only about 6 seconds.
6
Oh.
seconds.
Welcome back.
Now's a chance. Tactile under the door. She just experienced the cosmos.
If she is confused, I will quickly attempt to. Do I need to re-roll something for that?
No.
Honestly, I think you're pretty stunned, aren't you, Christine?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just grab her and pull her straight through. You both shunt back through. The two dwarves are standing a bit further back from the gate, both of them pointing spears at you guys when you come through.
Bless
It's
the
just
table.
like, okay, don't be weird. I'm sure we can get out of this without being too arrested.
It's at this point that I look like a dwarf. And
What's the difference between the two arrested?
Well, you know, we can talk. Maybe things will work out.
I'm gonna walk over to the dwarves.
You're insane!
Mm-hmm. What are you doing, Jacobo?
I'm walking over to the dwarves.
Yeah, what are you doing? You're walking there.
They're both pointing
They've got
spears
their
at you.
spears at you. They're still like they're good. You got a good 4 or 5 feet on them, but they're fucking determined.
Fight. Please don't fight. Please don't fight.
Is there enough distraction at me for this point so that I could slowly like join the dwarves?
No, they know that you're. They know that there's
I
no
will
cover on it.
wave at them,
Mhm.
wave at them with a welcoming smile
Mhm.
before I start muttering something in infernal in a almost almost religious sort of fanatic threatening if they, to try and get them to realize don't get in my way. Would that be intimidation?
Yeah, I'll
Go
give you
for it.
advantage because you're doing it in language that typically wouldn't know. What are you saying exactly, so Cyrus can tell?
I'll type it out for him.
Okay.
Cool.
No. Can I use inspiration?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
go
got inspiration. Go for it.
Okay, tick that off.
Roll
and
one more
just
dice.
Reroll.
Yeah, just 1 dice.
Not much better.
Or 1 point higher.
You say something in infernal with your the gutturalness of infernal, and the ashy nature to it, and they just.
I would say, in response, Osiris, you can understand. One of them literally says, "Fuck off!" and tries to stab him. Not hard, but just pokes at you with his
poke at
spear.
him with the spear. Yeah.
I turn to court. What the fuck is going on?
For being
Dwarves.
arrested.
So they're stabbing at me to try and get me to back off too, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can I
you
just try
tried
to walk past them?
Huh?
Can I just try to walk past them then?
Sure.
I'll try and yank one of their spears away on the way past, but
You got to walk past. They don't particularly stop you from going, as it seems like they want you to go that way. You can see they start waving their spears at the other people to also start heading that way.
yeah, as I say, can I try and yank one of their spears away and snap it?
You can try.
Strength check?
Yeah.
Nah, it's not doing good today.
No. You try and grab their thing, you try and grab it, but they pulled you down. Their weight surprisingly pulls you to the ground. And in a whisper, only Osiris and anyone who can... Christine, you can only pick words out of this, but Osiris and Court can hear, "If you keep disrespecting like that, I'll turn you into a rug."
I'm
You
getting
have no
playful
idea.
now.
You have
You have no idea what he said, Jacobo.
I don't care what they said. I'm getting playful.
I know, but that's what you hear.
I will make it
Like,
clear that they
Jacobo-
can see a rather enjoyable smile on my face at this point.
They got a nat
God.
20 with their strength.
I will have, at this point, try and sneak off.
They're keeping their eyes
Do
on
I
you
see
all.
this happening?
Yeah.
You
I
see a
go for
third
it.
dwarf try and leave. The third
And
dwarf
like
just
my
walked
arms
past.
are on the side, and I'm walking the way they direct me to walk, and then stop. See everyone's eyes are back on me, and then I walk back towards the party. I'm like, I think I got caught.
Tell your lizard to drop his disguise.
I would recommend you probably stop acting like them, Nerisian. It's probably pretty disrespectful, and they have spears and probably a lot more than just spears.
And if we can guarantee a way back to this room by ways of, I don't know, being friends with whatever we're going to go get in trouble for, we can come back here whenever the fuck we want.
I mean, I can't drop this. I don't
Yes.
think it's no concentration. It just lasts an hour.
But you can still use your thing to just drop it.
No.
Yeah. You can just dispel the spell on yourself.
Pull my coat off and just drop it on top of you. This is a bit
As you
much.
do, it's like the
Oh my God.
dwarf side photos, and it's just a shadow of a fucking cowboy in a coat.
That worked.
I mean, I then drop it. And I'm like, yeah, I was trying to be nice and jovial, have some rapport. I don't think this is going well. Can we leave now? Can we go? I think we're under arrest.
They
They
start-
were
Yeah, Court's
arresting us.
leaving.
They start jabbing you as you are single filed, led out ahead, in whatever order you want. One's at the front, one's at the back.
I'll take the middle.
They start leading you.
Feeling one of them's going to be very careful with me.
They start leading you guys back the way you came, down all those same slopes you guys went up. It does take about 3 or 4 hours. You get back to the main chamber. They immediately head to the one with the orange symbol and start heading that way. Almost as soon as you enter there, you can, like, after about 10 minutes of walking, it starts to smooth out a lot more, and you can tell this part of the cavern has a lot more work done to it. You even occasionally see support beams along some of the walls or sconces up in strategic areas that provide light that allow you guys to see pretty well. It goes well with those carrying torches. Eventually, so long as no one is doing anything to make it harder for you all, who knows, interrupt me if you are. Okay.
I mean, I'm growling occasionally, but I assume that's more just me being in pain.
I'm desperately trying to go down damage control without being able to understand.
I am commenting on the stonecraft and
Fuck
saying
it.
how good it is.
If they don't understand Leonin, then it's fine. I can just mumble away.
They don't, and they don't understand common either, so there you go. You eventually reach the end of this path, which is a large stone doorway nestled directly into the back of it. When you get there, one of them walks up and whacks on the door a couple times with the end of his spear. And then after a minute, it slowly starts to open. And you see a very confused-looking dwarf in there wearing what looks like a miner's helmet and, like, holding a pick. And he, like, sees all of you and just looks a bit shocked, backs up a bit, and the guards start leading you in. And this reaction of one looking shock just spreads as you see dozens and dozens of dwarves moving back and forth, some of them wielding carts of stone, others like were heading down different shafts, wielding picks and hammers, as you are led through what looks like the parts of a mine, as this wave of shocked dwarves, they see people here who they really don't expect to see.
I don't like this.
I mean, I guess we could have probably just saved time and come down this way.
What, so you can shit stir and cause an even bigger problem anyway?
Coach is like,
Well,
I
I do
implore the
that.
both of
I
you to
thought that
shut
was
the
helping.
fuck up right now.
Make me.
You aren't talking, I don't need to talk about you. As you're going, you notice like this, like two dwarves are going you. One of them like waves over to another one, like another guard-ish looking dwarf. They have a quick conversation. Osiris, at this point, your comprehend languages has expired.
Oh, it's gone.
Yep, definitely several hours ago. Their quick conversation is cut, like they like back and forth quickly, and then that one runs off ahead, and these two continue leading you guys deeper into the area.
I turn to Court. Anything we need to know? Be concerned about?
Okay, so dwarf number one, dwarf in front told the other dwarf to go and get the overseer and to meet them at the, I think it was cell, maybe jail, maybe court. It's a weird word.
Well, lucky, maybe he knows common.
Let's hope.
How are you holding up, Orion?
I am both fascinated in what we discovered and this underground passageway and this city, which is this isn't Highview. I know that for sure, or at least it might not be. I don't know if this is Highview or not. But it is interesting. But I'm also scared shitless because I'm arrested.
Orion
fine.
looking around at the stuff. The dwarf behind him like whacks him in the back, whacks him a little in the back with the part of the spear, and says something. And of course, just like he just said, eyes front.
Oh, all right then. Keeps his eyes looking front.
I'm going to reach into my pack, start pulling out some rations.
Don't do anything stupid.
Let's just keep still.
Who's
A dwarf is saying that.
in common?
No, huh?
No, no.
No, it's one of the guards from before. The ones that have been taking you along and can see you putting your hands in your bag.
You might
Court is
think
translating
you're
that.
pulling a weapon out.
I'm hungry. I just want some food.
Oh shit, they wouldn't be aware of my weapons.
And now Nerissa.
Fine, probably.
We just need to keep calm. I
You
hope
think these?
we won't get sent to jail.
You keep saying that we won't get sent to jail. I mean, like, honestly, I point to myself. I think I've seen more than one cell.
As you're still being led as you talk as well. Eventually, you come out of what this looks like, this mining area, through some kind of office of some kind. Who knows? And when you do, you step out into what looks like whatever this town is proper. There are buildings, almost all of them make it looking like they're being carved out of rock itself, stretching in most directions. The floor, it would be said a cavern, except all of the pillars going from floor to the ceiling seem to be the actual buildings themselves. You see lots of steam rising up in different places as you hear the sounds of hammers on anvils and cries of different things all around you. You can't understand any of them. But as soon as you step out of here, your pace quickens as the two dwarves who are with you are joined by a few more. And the guards usher you towards what looks like a central structure. One of these buildings that goes almost from the base of the cavern all the way to the top. And in there, they start taking you down flights of stairs. More and more guard dwarves seem to be joined along until there's about 10 of them with you guys now, as they just ushering you as fast as they can down these stairs.
Yeah. What are you guys doing?
I will,
Behaving.
I will also try to behave.
Okay.
Eventually, you're taken to a room.
Yeah, and you're forced in there. One of the newer dwarves, one who looks a little more high station than the others, he seems to have some badges or whatever, turns to a lot of you and says in common,
Oh.
You'll be questioned shortly. Take some time to eat and drink. You look like you haven't had much for a while. But be ready to be questioned soon, within the hour.
Are we, take it we're under arrest of some sort?
Yes.
What did we do wrong?
Trespassed.
Do you have another prisoner I can arm wrestle?
Points to call it. Yeah.
Eh.
I'm
your
good.
man's not my type.
Will there be a translator provided for us, or will we have to rely on,
The ones
I'll put
questioning
the court.
you can speak common.
Thank you. And then sit down, start eating my rations. Curl up.
Oh yeah, I should probably be taking those off. Kind of been forgetting to.
Yeah, definitely you should be taking off, I think, about 2 days of rations at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for last session as well.
Last session,
Then-
then.
About 6 more rations.
So 8 total.
Total.
21 and
I already took those off last session.
After about an hour, you see 5 dwarves enter. One looks to be wearing two
Low on ration.
two Sarah bit like very fine clothes. Like they look to be made to look of high station, as opposed to the rest who look like guards. One of them has different colored armor and looks a little more high station, even the one that you spoke to before. And there seems to be 3 dwarves in plate mail, each with different symbols on them.
Do I recognize any of the symbols?
Go
No.
ahead. Yeah, no. Sorry. I
No,
don't
just
know.
the- yeah, dwarves
Dwarves
thing.
are stupid. Don't worry. As you enter, the one in the noble clothes is like, I would like to say welcome, but not many are welcomed here.
Fair enough. We fell
the-
in through a hole in the ceiling.
Interesting. The one in the armor looks at him and goes, I would recommend you don't resist. And this will be a lot easier.
I mean, can we?
As he says, he
I then look around in the cell.
snaps his fingers, and I would like for everyone who is resisting to roll a DC 12 charisma saving throw.
Resisting, don't worry.
Right, so you choose fail.
Oh,
One sec.
Charisma save, did you say?
Hi.
how is question me and my body / magic feeling about this?
That's a question.
That's a question I don't know the answer to.
Okay.
No one else is
Jakova.
resisting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jakova, the one in you see as the one that Darian is playing talks to some of the men from before. Same to Christine. They look at both of you, talks to the
Look, when Christine, by the way, she doesn't know what she's doing. She, like, legit doesn't
Yeah.
feel like she's resisting in any way. She's like frightened, if anything.
Oh, good. But it looks like the two, like the one who was talking in common before, the one that looks like a guard, turns to his friends behind him and then turns back. A couple seconds later, two guards come out, and the man, the noble dressed man, is like, "The Leonin and the redhead will be taken outside for this next bit."
Light snarling comes from the mouth.
I said, don't resist.
They won't be hurting, I can assure you.
I'm not resisting. I just don't like to be put to sleep at all.
Down to sleep.
I didn't.
It's
I swear.
It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes people don't mean to resist when they can. You're not in trouble. This just doesn't help our investigation.
I'll do as I'm told as long as they don't try to touch me. If they do, I'm going to push them back.
The two guys who come in start to usher you out of the room. They take you down a different path into a separate room where they just put the two of you and just watch you.
This one seems to have like beds and stuff, allowing you to, like, if you wanted to rest. No.
For the others who are in the room, the three in the plate armor kind of step to the back and just like sit back as if like they're trying to become part of the scenery, as the other two step forward, becoming more front facing.
Now, because of how the spell is written, everyone who failed and chose to fail, you are compelled to speak the truth. The zone of truth has been casted in this room.
This will be interesting.
No.
So we're compelled to speak the truth. Are we allowed to avoid the question?
Yes.
Yes. You're compelled to speak the truth. That's all that spell does.
If you're saying anything, it has to be truthful.
You cannot speak. You can do whatever you want, but that's what they're saying.
Okay, first question. We have time to move along. How did you get here?
We were walking along the mountains. We had some giants throw some stones at us. Bullets came out of the ground. It shaked. We fell into the blue mushroom pit.
You hear a conversation in Dwarvish, and they're like, Bulette. They're confused about the Bulettes and the giants, and turn back to you. And where were you going through the mountain pass, if I may ask? Not that that's a problem, just wondering where you were going.
I believe we were going to meet our employer at the Dwarven capital. Apparently, he was there. I think we're here now. But
You are not.
we had some business with Lord Zerosh, if he is still here.
You see
Zerosh?
you see the nobleman and the guard. Their eyes frown.
Work for Zerosh?
Yes.
I would say so, yes.
The guard captain turns and leaves.
Okay. I think we're in trouble now.
My men
Are
have
we in
been-
trouble?
The nobleman just looks at you, he's like, probably.
Look, we only recently came under his employ. We did a task for him. We're just coming back to seek payment.
It seems
is
you've
all.
done a lot more for him now than lately, haven't you?
I don't understand the question.
Could you please elaborate?
Okay. That man has been badgering us about that area we found you in for years.
Okay.
He's not allowed to
Oh.
go there. No one is.
Oh. Okay. If you want an explanation for that,
No,
I honestly thought it was the way out.
this isn't for me to decide.
Is it for the king to decide?
Potentially.
Okay. Well, I'm very sorry for intruding upon your laws. I did not know them. I will try not to break them.
He just sighs. You'll be put to your cells, you'll be transported to Hive, it will take 6 days. We'll be supplying you and taking you there.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
for
Gets
your-
up. And I pray I pray to my family gods that you are not punished severely for this. He leaves the room.
And then the three armored ones behind him also file out, and you feel the weight of the spell that was casted on you break. A couple seconds later, the door behind you opens, and more guards come in. They start ushering you down the hall, and you are taken to the same room as Jakova and Christine.
Okay, I think we're in more trouble.
We could possibly be getting.
What did you do?
We were, I believe, under some sort of
I'll speak the truth.
spell. I had to tell the truth, and I did. I mentioned the roast, and well, we're going to hive you in 6 days, so
Zero seemed to have dug himself a hole with these individuals about what we investigated.
yes, it seems like a very big grave. Could you guys help us out of it, please? Thank you.
The last thing I do, Norisian, if you've dug us to our graves, is I will put you there first.
Oh, that'd be very kind, thank you. At least I want to die by someone I know rather than a stranger.
Honestly, I imagine as you go came in, I'd be putting away my journal.
But we may still have the possibility to weasel our way out of this, as long as we get to speak to the higher power if possible.
I believe that's what's going to happen.
The plus side would have been taken to Highview, which is where we wanted to go. And if my guess is correct, if it's a 6-day trip, we'll actually get there a day sooner than we planned. Even with
Hopefully
this whole
not
detour.
dying in the process.
Silver lining.
I don't know if I would count this as a silver lining.
Just be glad you're alive, miss.
Yeah, this could have been worse. Could have been dead.
You're making it worse.
You really are.
Hey! No one asked me to speak up. No one else
Yeah,
Correct, so
started
why
to
did
speak
you?
up. I took the initiative here, okay? If anything, it's your fault for not speaking up. You want not to get in trouble? You guys talk. I'll be silent.
I might make that problem in the future then.
Yes!
Probably about to.
Frustrated.
On the plus
Now-
side, it's hard to say this is much of a plus side, Christine. We are quite literally witnessing history. We are the first people from the surface to see this.
And how long do we have before they come back in here?
Who knows? Probably, maybe tomorrow. They said we're leaving. Take 6 days, and they said we're going tomorrow, I believe. So maybe they'll leave us for the night. They said they provide us food and whatnot.
I don't even remember how we got here.
We fell in through a
A
hole.
couple of days have been just odd.
Well, I'm gonna go take up a quiet spot over there in the corner and finish up my journal. If anyone needs me, you just approach.
I'll make sure to stay a wide berth away from you. I think you're going to tell me in a handbag now. I give a smirk and I walk off to the corner and I begin tinkering. Yeah, the opposite corner. I will begin tinkering
Okay.
on the grapple dagger.
Roll a Tinker's check.
And how do the rest of you pass this time?
What the heck? So
What?
I remember being in the mountain pass, and I sort of remember giants.
You not remember falling?
No,
Okay, well, you did pass out shortly after. We would have been attacked by giants. They threw rocks at us. We got led into a slightly wider passage, and then the giant land shark thing came out of the ground, and it was about to attack us. And then two more of them showed up. And then the bullets, I think that's what they were called. The giants threw rocks at them, and then some of them went after the giants. And then the ground beneath us collapsed, and we fell into a mushroom forest. And you sprouted wings.
wait, what?
What? Which part?
Wings?
Yeah, it was strange. We killed the bullet. It almost bit Jakova in half, and then you passed out.
I feel like
Yeah,
you're
you were flying.
purposefully passing through details at this point.
What details would I add to, please? If there are more details to include, I don't know which ones. Oh, there was a red dragon. Do you remember the red dragon?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I remember the red dragon.
Okay, so from hill giants to the tunnels, that's about it. Do you remember the
I'm
mushroom
more
people?
interested in the sprouting of wings and the fact that my hair is completely silver again.
If I had answers for those, I would give them to you.
I thought this had all gone away.
I don't think, unfortunately, we can get away from power that easily.
So I guess it was all just a fleeting hope.
There's always hope.
I guess I better learn how to use this power. So that I can do what I need to do.
Okay. It's better to learn how to use it than to let it destroy you. I would know. It's very weird making copies of yourself. But hey, that's for another time. And Court settles down.
Anyone else?
Christine was just kind of watching to see what Court says, and then as he sort of gets off on the last bits of information, she just kind of looks away again.
Cyrus?
Yeah, I would like to talk to Orion.
Okay. Orion seems to be sitting there, sort of.
In shock.
Yeah, he's in shock. He's sort of hyperventilating, but like not like distressing. It's just like he's breathing in and out a lot harder than he needs to, but he's also just flabbergasted and sitting in a corner.
How are you holding up?
Well, I don't think that you are bad people, but you put me in a very precarious scenario at the moment.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I have a question for you.
Sure, this will distract me.
How familiar are you with unique locations with your map making?
In particular, I haven't really gone and made a map myself yet. This is my first one. It's supposed to take a couple years, and I believe it's important if we want to get communication between the cities better standing, so I decided to take this on first. I've seen some maps from people doing more diverse locations, but personally I can say nothing of the sort, but I might be able to help you in regards to another person's maps.
Well, as you were, if we do make it out of this, continue making your own map, if you come across a place called, I fucking hate you guys so much about what this place is called, Gipchu Pal Crop Palipop.
Gnome capital?
Yeah.
It's not anywhere near here. It's all the way up in Extusha.
Yeah, but if you end up cycling through there and we meet up before I make my own way up there, just let me know what it's like.
I will do. Pray that we get out of this. And he gives a nod. Maybe check if there's a cartography shop here. They might have... The Dwarven Kingdom's quite close to Upper Extusha. They might be able to help you a little bit, though a lot of the maps would have changed in the last 100 years or so. He sort of sighs.
Well, we'll have to wait 6 days before we get to the capital because I don't think anybody here speaks common.
Not here, but in Highview they would. It's a lot more of a tourist town sort of deal. There's a lot more interaction with the greater world in Highview than there are here. I think that we're not supposed to know that this place exists.
Yeah, well, that's a bit hard when you don't know something when you know something you're not supposed to know, but nobody tells you.
No, I understand it. It's just, I think that's one of the major things that we're being imprisoned for.
Well, let's just hope we're not executed.
I doubt that. I severely doubt that, unless your friend Zerosh is a war criminal.
Lord Zerosh.
All the individuals in our party keep egging on the high powers.
Oh. Hmm.
Yeah, that's my concern too.
He starts hyperventilating a bit more now.
I hyperventilate a small bit with him.
Anyone else?
Solidarity.
Alright. Go on.
I feel like that was just explanation right there.
No one else wants to do anything. After some time, Sarah will approach Christine. So powers seem to have changed.
Sorry, say that one again.
So your powers seem to have changed.
Huh?
Your powers. You said you had something power inside of you.
I
Changed somewhat.
In what way have I changed?
You just seem to have more control over it. It seems to be more of a part of you.
She sort of looks at herself, not really knowing. I mean, if anything, I feel a bit more confident in myself. But
This whole time, I've had this thing building up, and it always just felt like it was tearing at the edges and just going to overtake, and then it just disappeared. And they were the best days of my life. Didn't have to feel like this thing inside of me was going to take over. And then now it's there. It's just constantly there all the time. Instead of tearing at the edges, it's just half of me. And I don't know how to feel about that.
sorry, just give me like 2 secs. In my mind, I'm trying to think. I can't put together what's happening, like in terms of the slow sort of slight change to my magic. I'm assuming.
It's like growing up, you know, you don't really
Yeah,
notice.
exactly. Exactly. But those words have some sort of meaning to her as well. Like they connect more so than they probably should. And I think upon sort of hearing that, she doesn't know what to really do to that, but like eventually like sort of something comes out of her voice and it's like I'm sure like we can find something that can, you know, there's got to be a way where we can't take you from it. It can't take you away.
I don't think it's taking me away. I think that it's just there now. It's just that it was never there before, but now it's here, and I don't really know what to do with it. And I just feel like maybe in some way you understand more than everyone else.
I'm sorry, but I'm having a hard time understanding what you're meaning. I don't really know if something has been happening with me. Like, I don't really feel extremely different. I mean, a lot of this has been stressful, frightening even, but I don't think anything's happening to me.
Did you always have control over the color of your eyes?
What?
your eyes are a different color.
I don't have any way to look at that. Actually, no, I think I kind of can. I want to take my amulet, the sort of dark, almost like obsidian glass. I'm going to put in a tiny bit of light just so there's at least some sort of thing in there. Honestly, if I can try and see what my eyes look like.
It's tinted because of the shade of the gem, but it does
Yeah.
seem a lot darker than before. Well, no, actually, because it doesn't matter. Your sclera are black. Yeah, that's entirely different from before.
Oh.
Greyish, yeah.
Yeah, the greyish.
She sort of looks at that like she's like first like pulls off her amulet off her neck, like so takes it off, holds it, casts like a sort of dimish light into it, puts it up to her, just kind of have a look. She's got her hand like underneath her, and then she just sort of like puts it down really quickly and just sort of it's hyperventilation, like as if not knowing what's happening.
I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't have said anything. Are you okay?
She then turns like her head to Court.
He's looking directly at you.
Apparently I sprouted wings and your eyes are black, so we're both... It's just magic, okay? It's just... Magic's weird, and we've done weird things with it, so it's okay. It's just your eyes, like, you still feel yourself, so it shouldn't...
She, like, and then sort of just... Her eyes kind of locked a little bit with Court there. It's like, how long?
Since Anaxara was almost kidnapped.
She sort of looks a little bit puzzled with that because like she's trying to piece together the memory, and then she just sort of
9 days.
I
just don't like to pry, so I didn't say anything.
didn't know.
Okay, because you're still yourself. It's just the you've got lots of magic, so it's made your eyes go a different color. Maybe it'll go away.
I hope. She just sort of looks a little bit like worried at herself. Like,
It doesn't look bad. It's just interesting. It's unique, if anything.
I mean, this is most definitely a first. I've lived in a room with a mirror. Like, I've seen myself. This is...
So,
Yeah.
You think back to that dream you had
Yeah.
after you passed out, back when Anaxara was almost kidnapped, and you looked into the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
The reflection had similar colored eyes.
And it was smiling at me.
Yeah, that's what it did before you passed out.
That sort of for originally repressed just sort of comes back, and it just immediately she kind of just like looks at her hands and just like holds herself as if she like as if she's like really like scared of losing herself.
When I'm freaking out, which is surprisingly a lot, I have these little necklace, like little earring things, it's like a little pendant, and can I just put this on you? She just like puts the musical pendant around your neck, and
She
I
does.
just put a little bit of water up to my ear, so she just shapes some water out of a cup, and then I say the little thing and it just plays the music. And this music's peaceful and it'll help you calm down.
How do I feel about that, DMs?
How do you feel about that? It is music.
It's very calming music.
It's
a cool pendant.
It's otherworldly.
It's very- yeah, very much so. It sounds like you're listening to music quite literally underwater, but somehow the water is making it better rather than diminishing from it.
Yeah, then I'd say like after like a little bit of time, she would start to calm, very slowly. Like she's still holding on to herself, but like the shaking stopped, and then she's kind of not hyperventilating anymore. But yeah, just still kind of holding onto her arms.
You can borrow that. You can have that for a while. It's fine.
I
Sit down on the. I guess you're sitting on a bed or something like that.
mm.
I just sort of sit down like a little distance away.
Are you sure?
I trust you.
Thank you. And yeah, just sort of takes it, keeps listening to it for a while, probably just for a good, I don't know, hour or so. Yeah.
Alright.
I have to hold like concentration shake water.
Oh, do you have to actually concentrate that?
Yeah, I guess. I'm pretty sure I would. Like,
I mean, she'll hold
but
it.
I wouldn't care. Like, that wouldn't bother her at all.
When she finds out, she's gonna feel bad about that.
Alright.
So when that's seeing that, Court is has been sitting against the wall, is watching them this whole time, and as they're like settling down and calming down, he just like huffs himself against the wall, pulls the hood down over his head, and like settles back as if he's going to sleep. But anyone who pays close attention could see like the slight hint of a smile.
With that, I'm assuming it's probably going to be one of the two of the people who just had this scene together. As
Yes.
you're the last person to slowly fall into the sleeps, unknowing about your fates and what tomorrow will bring. That is where we'll end the session.
Oh. Lovely.
So how'd you guys like the underground puzzle?
Yeah.
It was a great puzzle.
I liked the puzzle we couldn't figure out.
That's a good puzzle.
Did you like how
Hidden
the,
somewhere.
Maybe
like how the
puzzle is
repercussions
friends
sneak up
we
on you?
found along the
Oh, the
way.
repercussions were horrifying.
I like not being able to have senses.
only 3 of the 5.
Yeah, but losing even one is like something wrong.
Apparently not. You didn't notice till you lost your touch.
Yeah, but once you do, that's the worst part, though.
Yeah.
You start to realize what you've lost.
You still had hearing and sight, yeah?
Those are the
Yeah, and I'm
important
sure the
ones.
next one was healing, the other one would have been sight.
But yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody. We had
Thanks
some,
for
had
suffering
some fun.
inside.
Yeah, join us next week. Wednesday, I'll be back with Pokemon, hopefully, forever. Thursday, who knows? Maybe Zelda. We'll find out. That's on Kim.
I don't have that schedule yet.
But next week is
Icewind Dale.
Icewind Dale, part 14. That's a lot. We're gonna have fun with that. But we'll see you in 2 weeks for Roll for Initiative Presents part 8 of Echoes of the Forgotten. Stay in school, don't do drugs, or do I'm not your dad. Goodbye.
I thought you were.